our brand play stories in no they make headlines our man for so our man on no and so about El Clasico El Cosano pay yet more by no franchise saying H and no and I'm show no young to me I was saying about prematurely now was a fee you stopping your man so women no man of no your life and so our YouTube by Wontumi TV live Wontumi TV live our YouTube your and I feel you know and no Wontumi TV Ubia now the live LIV brothers area so and so now for what such now our Darama one so be like page na was Shannon Predo be about as many come so be shall bet me ashana or messages area good comment section and so by making can you know so and so at your brand at to quick no young fana send from ABC game on my Darama make so 10 o'clock there no Yadama and one so far for another ball stand 262 hash stand 2 hash and no and our born was selected letters and me and Sana was selected Baku Krabama Sikas and some pajama Sikas and some jump running channel by Miruso Bar when you scan and me and sending out so bar not just a Brahma Sikas and so I find our brainy and I stand 262 hash now from Brahma and so I find and so I am way regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana no pay one say young South Kosoa nature not just a birthday on sports and also birthday on casino no points accrued to me converted into cash our bra we bet me at the atubo tomo pensua to me cost a trabet na fe was invested amanium so I find and some ama obaso signing up www.betway.com.gnafe also was signing up ama sikano and some IAP botomano preno to add into Betway and say young country say for the love of the game Betway say get way more Jackson any a dronom Jackson Hellball Mesha na Darama ana chasa time for the num and chasa malaria ni no ye to asiama oni pedrianya and found yes answer ajeba kwa hadwene sa wo start brand new week na mu emsana Monday ohun yomra untimi nkonnuma no wo bi kra na dance na kan be se bi ni hontimi so se wonya bi afani agokra ewianom also shaking off ebiem eya honamra ne chese no mpene nkase ne mu ane chese wo chibramo tutu ni nyina no eno aye Jackson Hellbar Mesha so anababuao ana fe Jackson natural capsules no eno so masa wayemre awo mpamoba watenkasem awachi watenkasem enso awo from Tabiano amsa o complaining pains and out here a drone and some anabedu akagina na fe koko so aye Jackson capsules and one abona what to ayo koko ya de nyina sana ama se anyoma so aye friend de amesa se ne se wo poso wani nyina na bejai na woni so anso atimi adawma o call pharmaceutical shops ne mu herbal shop ne nyina ma on sababi na cheso afre doctor I was 0244 723541 Jackson and so na electromat triple reward bonanza ni medical dia to him say adebie home appliance I want to their free electromat tabiano we benya up to 60% discount when no enyo bia na dema apart from say yema 60% discount our adebie I want to so no wotiminya freebies our bra freebies no and I ajabroni say ya the show free of charge our bra we no won't ataku entua sempoa wo to bibi TV, water air conditioners, over top fridges, over top freezers, washing machines, and gas cookers, microwaves, and any kind of say home appliances. You know, Toby won't go up to 60% discount. No freebies, no, there be a laptop, ya the chokwa, ya cho mobile phone, ya cho TV, ya cho vacuum cleaner, and some iron no, and just a blender, you know, and some about Brahmanioma, and some I find, and so a jama open biata, www.electromat.com.gh and I say over the same line no and some over to me I was pay I 0557777905 now on electromat and some and so I no pay 9 ye can for Best Brain Publication Limited and so now Best Brain and books I kama books no you return 5-star and I say you return A1 in channel persebi akwadano and some our best 1 to 6 obenya mathematics obenya science books ebiem our world our people a banner computer no and scientific dagbante and just French class and you know obekwa control the so they free Best Brain Publication Limited akwadana was start to school no Yabaman near can say numeracy and literacy and I say JHS so no Yama boost chess I subject no integrated science any English language computer bano I use standard career technology and you know Obenya to Amakuran and some Apo Udru I have Pancrono at Brad Labasara Hotel a Chonoma Pana Best Brain Hour no and some Juma Frey I 0507 200 not just only Best Brain and some Ankasa real quick no Jenjamid essay make cancer celebrate no pay say Kakaniana would quote now Tiawa Bomodian say when a Jenjamid and so and our brothers our complaints and dotum and some and Jenjamid or say be a kaka and about to oversay what say be out and so and a buenutino I'm same as from a young fellow and I some more prime you know every other so it whiten and over so you cleaning and I suppose we are Jenjamid say branches are also more crying in terminal atomic main station and a fatal crate and some Tanisco Junction project for Quana so and they are called bank to my brother bank our a year from a straw and a Jenjamid our year Jumana fee make our for our 0559 13582 Jenjamid and some other so quick enough yeah Quamanonian so I don't know now smart view mobile and so near one time A3S Oppo now A3 no Makacho send body 600 Ghana per way I a brand new full setting box now phone any down pass so we can picture we have videos or TikTok no sir obaso live our Facebook and I just IG ho and I simple so you see YouTube and idea adebia mobile phone be to me bia no A3 Oppo and so to me and UEFA Champions League man of the match I was somebody genius can say I selfish and so some your Redmi 5 no nobody 450 Ghana and a Redmi 6 abone 600 Ghana and your full setting box I just say storage I was slow and memory no some I was slow pa and I feel unbreakable tablet no a show one so for you know so no nobody 1600 yeah delivery only commerce na open 2 out on ajon faswa ya be package e deliver open back me be so I say oba your shop and also open so oba friend af ya deliver e dey ma 0247 812358 now for phones and the tablet you know what you do
fancy yanko license for our swear now pay terms so now for yenin koma sublend and open air conditioner open I say yeah car in the rice cookers kettles no a man no more diano and so a be a showrooms in the beer our kind of fan baby at La Pass nom o Kumasia Doom and after Tano so and furnitions in product na nyama kama I can durability there I know and so to no what to product for pa yani over 5-year manufacture defect toy items no so into we say 0302 55 din komo onto music puduo ana me kan for am say utwa bi abedi egu so man for duo music star 426 star 20 has utwa na fe onso kakra onso sabeka no na onsam atimi akabra ene onso udie ene da so ho herbal clinic ona me dimani che e ba ne se woni no anate esiso anase bi a glaucoma anane enom ani anase obi ohu ade ye wodro anase ne doctor no so ono na dia bibidro esa wani DM ama say bi area eno stroke prostate no wodo ni chata crowd port contest ya ben ak Bishop Paulus ana fe kuma say kwada so state park udu alaji wala ko junction so Tabora Accra on snake 055-990-1234 na fe woni ya na di simple beverages limited o ma daroma drono ewe adwama so ani losing delay man beat no na make am for diama delay man no duma dia di ni say bema ebe mo ko long distance ave obe shooting from long range na fe wetimi ajudi amanu ama enso nwa kamanu delay man no dilso no so man no ema moment sesne te flow ye e won pe anase su ebubu nshada enya wo date ni ya no e dra make ama no e delay man capsule si eno e dra wa twama so be adro bia no wo benya bia to 0248619999 now Star Enterprise on and I'm a day many train out of my day. I would do the road day. I'm on our privacy. What they would do and a day about sofa covers and I feel a banner PVC floor tiles here with some other TV grassy a be our and I feel and we are my use our dem modern TV stands. I would do anything I know. Open your binafin, your man so I come as a Manchano and so on Sabakai were doom your boss of a road and I have cross circle tiptoe in such maybe I can K 20 Mujumano 055114878 and I don't pay say no yak dear and some and then OS could be a donor to form an answer one casa and I will suffer waste one and I will bend me a move and some I am ra Nina no doctor Sabre go school junction and I bounce a doctor Ejin Juma Crown so a poker 7742 Tunafe, ya diem komo koja kadaruma, Jack Chaco, toothpaste, and Anabami, and Umadaho, and Nunema, Seno Sum, and what day, Chronicle School, Mumfanchu, Mosemo, Momo Banzua, Nama Yusu at Yabua, Nafe, Kojak, and a Proco, Tia, ya, and Nama Hinimu Ayua, what drew a Proco, there's 0244 559 597, also doing Como. Now, some man's by Mr. Capsules, no, and no, and make for day. I will be saying Tino, and Juma Timinano, and they say Siatic fruit twice obey, a much show, and no, they won't don't pen so much showing, I know, over pair against a man's by Mr. and Capsules, and over one. So me akwa pomodin and some about your bema na fe on so intimita and no obeko be 45 na fe ojudin and no so 0240616061 utobia now afa doctor after no doctor to train komo and I no pay natural and company limit woman daroma so so na fe and man koye proslav capsule sunya bia e be ma jonso and so atin za bema am ultimately atrodi am anuama I come true man capsule see and we weak correction and I feel work space is here I ya prema ejaculation when you true man abebo Congo ointment I know I am one many emaizian miate umia na feel what now the ready peduan ni ebe rashes a free one amene on pabuamu a center to be su amanu ma come 0249 017101 getting come ya kwama no ne and I no power specialist about hospital yamagosia dia na daroma hepatitis ya dear fatty liver na first stomach bra kidney stones wo ma adro atu ya dia say e dia ma dia ba malame said deal with malaria cough care e ba miss chow bow wadro and e ba tonic no onu ma 20 minutes dia obenum adro bi mo akra no kwa benya CP road e wo power hospital bus stop Kumasi fe ya say bosom e wa dia ya junction mo amo e wo takra do record no anaji X-State 0244 5422 nafe woni ya mame doctor kosu adua ya edim enkomo pano replica Jason dia ya ana on sam kabitim sini nyina no agency no an to be free 020547 047771 ana 0203 682 also watutun nkomo ene anope fancy
well supreme me that's na yemra yen we so ABC game no stand 262 stand 262 ashano ana aye code that will body ahyem na fe wa fa bi enti Lantas no so me ensape ba kokra ba wanya ska me so ba wanya ska no pe no eye KZN ZN eno ene pie ye enti na chesa no pe na me say what wodi wo choose any of this eye letters no pe no wanya ska enti no next and so a young question of the day I proud sponsored when I'm to P help balance Shadarama say wo bana wanya infection so ya bemana what to be nano proba sending nyina so kwa wadro no amuzu P adarama ni nyina no wo betu ase ama wase awo wense na fe ho so ache tight a chese be boa pa ma nigire enso aba wo no wura enso asetena nyare ketu akra na amuzu P CM say who is your team of the week? Team of the week over T my wine and ayo team of the week. I know ayo the P Herbal Misha ese yemusa okapo.
Yes, and I your cast is if not Red Devils, what else? Oh, say Maju.
Right now, only form
I will say man, you know the cast message or day about and Root Boys say man you beating Brighton was a shock. And what the in San Francis say Man United is my team of the week. And what day Abba on B says Sunderland is my team of the week. Fancy and what day Abba Pedro was Sunderland beating my own Chelsea and one and so I Ora James say Manchester United fancy Victor Jalima say Hala Madrid fancy more update and what day Nano pay Junior Skamanka so I'll go for Sunderland and what day Nano pay Kwame Mauli Benjamin say Sunderland watching it so live from Manso Dantano Evans free as Manchester United of course and one also day Nano pay Manchester United in capital letters and what row of the Frank Amoa Angel say Hala Madrid and also Atradiaba Baba and so at the Madrid badge in the Cassiapa and I bet to post na say and I don't pay Kwame Williams say Manchester United and what day about Paul Kampala was a Manchester United all the way and what Atradiama Kwajoya Boa say glory Manchester United and no Techi say Barca all the way and also the America good morning I'll go for Brentford and also dia what dia ba Emma Smith say Manchester United and Wokodia Mumna Santiago GSF from Medina Hala Madrid and one also de amene and pay fancy dim sky faces a bright Brentford ne Aston Villa no kode ama womu and that's a Manchester I'm say man you for those Madrid for womu ye womu
wona Prince Fosu in a crunch say or kodiama Real Madrid and a Ferrasta Wale GH say good morning boss you are great now yeah team of the week and away say Hala Madrid I know your Henaba Clementano no Ransford Jomo say ne dia na Villa na Chelsea Villa for no omuma City for no say no masa Saturday yes Chelsea for no mum hwegu kroma no mum se timi nya mum so say kwatim kro na echi
eno na ya na tuma ya na wayi wo mafrim na why de ba wo say twa achire ko bom pa ewie na nkoya
yes na 11 also no am say so you okay mama menhwe 11 also a boy wow 11.25 now on Saturday again na ma omo no omadi to a utwa bi awadi
oska
nti anope mama mo 3 course na yenko foreign emra sheshe pa na first code so back to back na mamudi am now BW1 C4F 40 and here 10 us okay rose so deeper okay or should I fail code no low kinu there's an obligation that streaming I'm streaming or train code can rose in solution what dance war BW1 C4F 43 E8 and here 7 us
good.
Last code BW1 C4F 4886 yeah they will be ase and there 5 us
T I remember green light
oh yes as usual
e be do china sesemi na man fasa
and near Monday
teacher no pa e be ba no
na aso okay
yeah
ne power no was we share the pedigree kwaya o faso a or the year sports na no de it said the odi mercy ene Ronaldo mu nyina akabum ti fancy Ghana for da wase Ghana for da wase na me ba no ma
who watch na bono no fancy page watch
on why you hear
page the page
team me pizza to blue
makama na nkacha wo ala we dey see
ala horeshi
ada obi do ko ti so who watch na no when the baba da o ka na
akona bia truth
who dey page no mu hwe watch na bon
truth report na bia
enya hwe page no mu fa aha page mo run here
oh nya no mo we
me bajo mo mpe sala watch na mo mpe sala watch na renew the contract ma Liverpool na ko no na mo for to we ho the same thing the fancy
and e chewa mo na ebo be so
it bajo and fancy abusuafo se mo friend no a mafia e bo apoyo
nipa ne ko be di kan ba mi sister penny o sha ko bo aso sector yo okay o be an
sika won ho papa
amen sika de bo mo anu aje and ane chewa
tell me go go restaurant ni aka kotokone house asem enra kotokone house bo match stadium one which is virtually empty nipa ankwa hwe nipa no bebere krampo antimpo se kotokone house bobo ufisa de na esi
yo de dika no heba ma menchia yehne otumfo se tutu ababi asante kotokone na krobia ono eno yankopon de asanteman ode amma no se ebra etise no oni so na onhwe so na omboa ama asanteman empempen so enkonkoduru ba bia wosidu na ohereba aye echina ayo 6 May
8 May that is Thursday
echina ye
echina is 6
echina ye 6 May echina ye yewura otumfo otekokko so asante kotokko hene ye birthday
wow onti udi udi and the proper come the mayira
me my Sir John the Baptist
I see
enti aya na me de ese bapa no hu se yewura de eba enti menim se asanteman ede yewura yebesomo yenu ye hoda sawna we hene na ye de eye ahoaho a se aye won soso na we hene me fa Wontumi multimedia so ane MPP Ashanti so namu as a regional chairman na yede amawa woda pa so twedi ampo nyankopon oma onyansa odi ama no oma no nkoso na boko asemi wada Roma yenim sa wa na nyankopon ti ubetimi aka abayako adi ntokwa bia esi wo ba bia no obia ninim se ayewudie utisimu pa na asumdwe aba enuti UN frel abo abaso UN frel edo wokoi ne nyina no ya hohoa sawo ya santinia yewura otumfo pemso obi o ya santini bia no emma yitri ekosoro emma yidi ekosoro emma yitri mu yede enti ye no asesa wona oye ohene kode no enso so yesa na asafo has ne kotoko bobo chese na ya sempa sabre kwako pai center line na wafa wa ya ma kwan ma wawura mu sanya so a sabre no jinga wote akire ya wo ba mass side no na tokuru bi da ase ho enti ye na ya ba be wura mu ayayi senti ombe hu ano na ye wo ho enti da bia no omote asafo Mfantini town aya sokwa amukom ene ade no ye pese enkora no ye pese ye ba ne ye behwehwe baabi a because
Angwa Juma no you Yami Wohoda Se Uji Didia Obeya Juma and such Renia no you Yami Wohoda Se Uji Didia Obeya Juma Ye Bompaye Shamachi Shra Yehuwa Ila Henu Yehuwa Ekat We Ahata Et Yehuwa Elohika Bika Luvika Uvika Naveshika Uvika Miyodika Tode Yasak in English in the name of Jesus. Amen. Oh, guess no. Guess no. Me say, how many boys in this year? Me say, guess in this year. Who to his boss? No, I am number one. Cheva. Angwa Juma no.
Show arches and no. Ya the latest about Shabak Mumian Koro Crignafe. Mumma Italy said your table SCTS answer. Mano Castle Ramuso Italy, a Manchester Woodwana. And also about Sonin, I want to say Interfono. Wamuso Kawe Ekolusu Game the Masaida. Yafana Napoli, Amanamano Casastone. Ayaria said Napoli and a teamer. Wamuso Medical Serie A, Omutebo Rosona. Napoli for so fano. Yabo 8 matches, our league in Momaro Cote. Aya 18 Roma Saida. Wamuso record 18 and Biamono. AC Milan Bobo Quara Manfo Fusa. And human crying from AC Milano. Wamuso our 17 points and Sena. Now Azuris of Inter Milan. And some our 15 archers. Wano Ayania Canasa top 4. And some our Italy and archers. I want something in Aro. Yada Ebana Kankawani. And some other Quasera. Almost a Bobokua. Yafonsa La Vicia Signora. And some Ayachasa Bobokua. Yafonsa Bianconaris. Na Chasa Juventus Ayasaida. Wamosum Atoso Makumako. And Wache Ewa Brene. And Yaman Shadan Quay from Abobokua. Yafonsa Juvena. Medicalia Tuka. And Ukradia from last week. And some other burning in an American maybe. And some other show say. Woman coach I found it got $2. Sir, many Jananian and Yoma enough. One of some Maggie Canahua. One moment to me, Sakeno amateurs and a coaching job. About Bono, our club. You found some Aya Juve. Mama say the last Aya 8 matches are Juve. And some Abo Onumsa, Juve Aya club, or Montemero Quadri coach. What you are shining your matches, a Gusuna, started from Aya Bobokua. You found a Dortmund again, and some Aya Champions League, the month of Aya September. And some other ba Aya Verona game call Aya Atalanta ba Aya Viawo. And some Aya Champions League game, Wamusana AC Milan Oluzu game, Emma Como Eluzu game, Etia, Real Madrid, and was Eluzu Emra, and some Adama Laxo, Chesene. The last Aya 3 games in all competitions, Juve Eluzi, the last 8 matches, and yes, a club, Wamusum Aracote winner, and some other pressure, and Anaba. Now, pressure, Eban, say no, report to Memensan Canasa, Wamum Anya coach, and Amosom Abasakeno. Now, gentlemen, almost Sake, a manager. Your father said it got $2. We had the worst losing streak. Wamusam, I since 2009. I just a Juve as a club, Wamusum Ako. Now, Adeba Kukranson say, Wamabo 397 minutes hour, Juventus and to me shall go. Not just a one on him club now who coach, no. I just some opener. Okana born FM and ya home and I see a cabana yakuna ya situation ye timin overturn and yate now omusa coach and so pani and ya be truthful sam and perform show ama walk so aya jumana na senya biano wamom abasako and was one will be a future as a present and worry not just some praying and an attention. I was never say your Tenebia someday when on your tagging focus a call and I just training about Kubusan say Nasa Sanedia and you'll be over to me at Taki. I just step back no one Casano what Casam maybe a motumbo our form and Untino or resigning and was say steps there Obiano will take a step echo backwards who take a step who take and some other quite more not just automatic vertical which was or come from pa and a judges and Kenisa yen take step backwards no mono yet take a step forward our brand what on some other churches are always in the errors and watching now Jamaican saying Yamia Duma Wabram some matches about one bet to me at the Denisi game no and some action Serbia Juve Eberini and Serbia Club your father said Juve Ebelus and Fo and some the Messi our Sam match report toAmensa Canasa Ebetu Abasa coach and Ebelusi ni Juve di and no I game Yamia Duma I 29 Fiano woman some money Bobokua your father say Denisi Ebo Ewofie and now Udru Aya Juventus woman shortlist and some report to Ameniano say Luciano Spalletti one Ayobi Omo Monitano and watch Roberto Mancini and some Ayo coach woman Yano Swam Amope and a real Fanasa Palladino one some Ayobi a coaching job no woman some Abatimi Diamano Amodie woman your chroma for and ya can Aya foreign for so woman say Omo consider former coach and some Barcelona Rua Fanasa Xavi Hernandez ano Ayobi and a Juve team no and some Ayana Amope former coach and some Adama Englander your Fanasa Gareth Southgate and also no woman and Casa and a Marco Rosa a former coach and some Adama Dortmund and Sana and then Terzic woman you know I coaches Haru and Amino Casino and some Juve Timono and some Abaso Motoba now legend I Fanas Alexandro Del Piero and was say Shadiam Juve problem no according to Del Piero was any coaching problem now didn't you Ocasa any coaching problem no and some answer team no enyanya said almost super monoma and be enyanko said ye woman some abasa nioma and some esiko now of say Juventus aye side woman problem and say besine woman nyanya aye first 11 abakan say woman ya starters Adama Club ya fan say Juve say be abaka say be asumasi and say be pintibi and some that me start game and some amani ye and any ade was say no ana so for bet me akasa no a problem Adama Club ya fan say no some aye Juve na chesa na ye kasa no coach na no so ra ya fan say Del Piero our no and some legend Adama Club ya fan say Juve and it's a problem ni na say omunya fine tune esa say the other start here na watching am obediaku the other babo adeche bi mo no so obediaku ni nyina ye kakro no according to Del Piero no wonum afu say amani oman koye and some Adama Club ya fan say no aye Juve e wa bra no and some kakra frimo so adaba wa bra guso a ye kan aye Juve and some ni adene nyina wonum say odru aye boboku a ye fan say Genoa woman so ya mami coach na panos e fan say Patrick Vieira na Patrick Vieira ayo bi ademe nyana say wonu som djumadi akokama pana say me kra say akokama dabi wonum say no a wonu so luzu game Adama Torino ama report to me nyana say Torino game akoba say Patrick Vieira and some luzu ya no yeso no so omunya na omoba sakin esansa wom didi e ba say we and some aye the worst ever start to a season our club no woman some a history mu ye starting season Emma Genoa woman some anim say da entina Patrick Vieira and some ayobi omunya na woman some abaso omo sakena a chese no aye kakra from woman say woman's game against Cremonense and also against aye Sassuolo couch on me no emu ba ku bi a coach no ade ba ho bia no woman some no betimi asak owura for some Vieira ever brano plano and some aye update abana coach na Farsa Marizo Mariani and so you referee na odi aye Napoli and Inter Milan and some game no metesa yes referee na so ba shepa na dinta make us referee no na so abashe enso ane say wonum so kwaje penalty amatafo boshe na demenya no say sa penalty na waje ya ama chese Inter ehye goal no womum abaso mo chese na nya penalty awasanka stande anya penalty awasanka gina na say ya referee etimi hwe nyame yanim na contact anko so chese Di Lorenzo amfa no wanka Mkhitaryan na waje penalty so mbadi tiane dia awaso mo twe na so ntide menya no say womum suspended no the next game sir abekoso ewo Italy enya de sir referee Marizo Mariani and some betimi adi game biam no mete an assistant no and some flag is a bunny a penalty no one some a video assistant referee one some problem I just had a pay no yet update about Napoli akotana you found Kevin De Bruyne answer on so akoko pry na De Bruyne answer prono no report I mean and said no promise say I was said De Bruyne akotwa scan na scan I was said Kevin De Bruyne and some akotwa no mete say yes say am such as be 2 months adie Kevin De Bruyne about contract because on to me must say I'm such as automatically 2025 afi Kevin De Bruyne and to me more ball and so I'm not pulling the season you know and some I over just I'm no kasa no one just scan and cranya mine I just said De Bruyne about ayabu swim you know one some to me more ball AC Milan coach I am Mans Allegri na Allegri so you say na bu afupa ni na no striker I fan sa aya Santiago Jimenez na just say anom aya Santi Jimenez and some I don't know na fanama me because akwara no ya say we dey start enkoye almost start this season you know Jimenez our strike come on go na just Rafa yo mo na Moshe go dia na just when you ready so na my report to me nya na penso twasa akwara ni wo mo so mo chasa coach no e a line up bi oboba Santiago Jimenez and start it is so wo hwie na wo twa wata na wo digu dia anya kwan bi aso no I was am amoma ko bench abra no and some update e ba sansam ni nyina no ye de ema ye temfa enano pay and some I was sure so afei yenko Spain na yenko nia ye fa no say Clasico mo bra and you ma de bia koso ano pray the stories no more and some by na ye nya hit kakra omo na chaso mo YouTube de omunya ni na so fine mom wo mo kan kamya sa munya hit kakra bi ba tia brobro kire and some de na chaso wo kai say me de betu dwa e ma me catch us the last 8 coaches are just a Real Madrid wo mo some appointment amani nyina no e mo makoma 7 wo bia lose the first game our Clasico no more na chesam president enkwana na nka me ya the first game our Clasico uzi just wo win here etini ya wesanya bia na Alonso abeto aso anase bia shabi Alonso some ade ba wo na wa wunya chance monitor Clasico enra wo bia on say ya de no ensom asukọ ya ebiem ensom no ya de mo na so by na orunda ya Fran Soto ya kan Fran Soto ma be kana say mo ha pen am ya dire video no ya de ensom my ono ana chesa wudu Spain wono aye chesa president adma Spanish referees womo committee na womo so committee a chesa no yowura wono aye ne kan say aye chesa referee womo so pani no report am second na no pay ensom ana de eba no so no ana de akwa kutu jasa and game now finish no I come up game now referee no I come a referee ya dear I just what did you pass a referee and no I just said there was why be no referee no some to no and some ball referee na so say referee and some Jumadin and Roman Yoma Koye and some other club ya fans no some just a Madrid and Barcelona woman some game no na and what she and a Dominion say what referee about so I was decision be a referee eteki enrobi aye correct no wonim say report am say kan say coach ye fa no Xabi Alonso wonom ama aye players no days off no aye 2 days and Monday womo hour off nyame ya no tena Tuesday Real Madrid enkoda no hour off amoma training namom nyame ya no Wednesday and down womo aba resume aye training Monday womo so prepare the ball womo next game I was say no and some baswa yere update bana Clasico kwasema na mekasa womo manage atai Lucino Jean Lopetegui in the first game of a J Santiago Solari and some Adroy Rafael Benitez AJ Ancelotti AJ and after Jose Marino and Suluzi the first El Clasico the last 8 coaches no aye Xabi Alonso Zinedine Zidane omumia no nkwana kamia isa womo first El Clasico womo some edin kunum amaniama so aye final enom aye kakra frimo and some aja banano peno and some our shows na enwa once surprisingly manager no was starting Vinicius as a winger and we ball Camavinga Camavinga no wo me middle at the same time wanna share a right wing so na you say said Xabi Alonso sia no man no say emperifon ayom wan papa ana omani asante pa na omo ko bi ananso dai bi say say Kamavinga ebe start and kabeka dabi na so say enwa Kamavinga ba mu na omani starting game ama koda modumpo na enom awosoro aritia Barcelona ama chaso mo press high ebiem wo mutumi keep ball no ensom dominate kakra adu ba bia na sa Madrid oma dynamic kan ya de no ya say enom ana reflect here enti da bia no otane akora no kasa se boabo ahosie no na obi anum say El Clasico ana chese wono som ngaba yuzi akoda no na manager fans Alonso wore kwatu twasa sa game no mo born eno ano ukọ Real Madrid wo mo calendar so on set teams no we on the calendar and mebo team wey adechia mini team wey na be hia e bia adechia biem me free am kobo ha wo se Clasico no mo de red pen and answer red marker at the circle Clasico date and I just said 26 October and no I just enra coach na kasa asem no na just o mi game na sie because o calendar so would the ebia red marker circle El Clasico date and what na just Real Madrid for no mi game na asie pa ayasema coach no nso de kotu dwa ya den update na de aka nyina no enso amount na yenhwe ni o ma no sisi bia no pai na yayi bi enso adama de ten say Vinicius time o mo substitution no Sharag mo fan no ma me time coach ayasa Vini betanase no Vini na kwei na han was coach me and then and you say unsa han sound e wo mo na omo translate and omo say ahanom Vini catch coach no say coach me just always me as a debia de me kwa debia me na bola me boy wo say dey me free ana coach guys am asa fa wa ibe se kwatana na me dia me ho eno na ma boy no aso use effort kakra wo mo fu sam odema coach fa no sa Xabi Alonso ebiem no wo kɔ do say se me na me problem mekɔ na Vinicius at na ba so chesa so onom an wo problem ama boboku a ye fa no sa Real Madrid dia and ya obakɔ na chesa mo fam team na so boy ba so chesa obajai Real Madrid team no ensom ato na afei wono som apem bia fanti I will leave I know I said na Vinicius I can nsema wodi kan record dressing room and sana later wo say ba betena aye bencho ama chesa no pe ho nsem nyina no ye dia no ensom ate abana report amenya no sa semesi eno no wonim say Vinicius entourage wo mo hwe bi aka boy na sam ema no ne ade no ye say ayomo wo pa say nanka ball akwada yi eboy adiam plan ba ya coach ne die no hui I was sent on substitute akwada na fa no say Vini am no abatena bench popa na ayomo wanwa because mukura na akwada no say so bi achasam am penasem we no aye elimination by rough tactics adea wo bi am no boy ni commercial cover standing a contract abesinde and commander story ye hu de yakọ say animum say be chire ama chaso mu hu de asie enti ayomo wanwa ye percent akwada na fa no say Vinicius abobo na no coach enso akwakwai boy no enso afrim amene enom enso de nsem Bama Vini Crawford no womo som adwapa na ebiem no ensom ayese wuram awa chese Lamine Jamal ene chese Vini sensem na ma moment na Lamine ene Vini eyiyi na omo se yomo wa pa because on say Vini kwadi kan bam Lamine Jamal time I bobo game no ye hu de kobai na sem ene ye be kire wo pa na sa Lamine Jamal video no ba obonso no som akatra Real Madrid a players na sa mo pa mo yen hia o gate na no sa omoso mobabo no ana akura ne say wo de wo ye bema yen hia o gate na no sa de pass ye ko obi abehu to de mo hia me o gate na no ho de wo hia me mo mra abehu o de ha ne sign na wo no o so ne satia na di kan no wo asa daga to kwa dressing room no de san question ni aso odo obahu mupa munhia me ehona e ma Kamavinga ana Vini so o kasa wo kasa pa bola e boy nya wunya wo pass kwa kire wontimi am pass ba kokura nkwa ni mo ana so do e bama no hia me ni mo na jemenya no perse Lamine Jamal no yasem ne buo fu tase Dani Cavaya pa tase ne buo fu pa because me kuro mu ni no me no nyina na ye bo aye Spain national team na se entokrakra na bana se bibini a chasa uyi mama ye mama senduam o kai se me catch on pesa Frankie de Jong e ka say wonu bani na national team and so de bibi kura ni na bi akoda na nya ni ya wo betimi afra no phone so na kasa anya page eso ana betoto nsa na so ma wiase nyina wo sa akoda na bibi abro so akoda no won ka hwe wanya hwe ana akoda e chasa mo pamum ye nhia e wo chasa gate na no a chasa me boom brutal ni nyina no eso mbaye nkoma chasa no eso akoso na Ronald Araujo and was Lamine a great professional now already just 18 years there so when you're 18 was say or you should tell me man say boy no adru legal age achasa wutimi to ababe ye wutimi ware wutimi fa girlfriend because your crew my own says so 18 na say when you wutimi to through mama no papa chana wa kwakoro ente brani twachi arafe wo kam now say Jesus no menyina matoka na ka say afo say we must just akwada no when 18 on to no what do the legal age na munya na makwada no nya de opanya omumbu na afu na amoye domo pia ne ade ana yentie aye Barcelona omu coach ye fan Marcus Sog because make catch last week ne say coach Nankasa is suspended and Marcus Sog ono and the Benjamin Asha pre-match and ya domu no coach ne say na want to just woman ya disappointed omo bobo possession and ya didn't nyina koye edema bounce bat and no woman ya disappointed so meant to be an nkunim our match no yenche Barcelona assistant coach ya friend Marcus Sog.
We are all very disappointed about the loss because we could have more. Honestly, we played a well game. We lose sometimes too often the ball, and Real also. But the difference was they used our mistakes more than their mistakes. And in the last third, honestly, our felt penetration power for more dances and everything. Yeah, I think we made a well game. Yeah, we played in Bernabeu. We had more than 60% ball possession. I think that's a good thing, and we have 28 more games. Nothing happened, and we are looking forward more than positive after this game today, but we are very disappointed. Yeah, we are all very disappointed.
Barcelona assistant coach Marcus Sog no Adenin Samari to Jana Chasashinsi. More or 28 games more to go near Dewa Breneno. Bibian some other find Yama Barcelona. Yada update in Debana coach no on Lami Yama Lunum coach to just say was say and atmosphere. I just know I will I yes open a bill and ma akwara unu aye born so de Sharak mama Lami Yama video no kwase aye center obi and I capture den aye aerially I just say aerial aye view of Lami Yama nya born na se no si passe e wa je no ma yibi afiri nanu ne ade no wotie hwehwe o hwe day wo de kapo mama me sound na fei wo mo mutie no mo hwe enya feel of anyoma no ekoso Lami nko age born pa supremo wona ya akwara 18 years I want mo wo de tie kakra bi de no Bernabeu no mo de ya akwada no what to be our assume our bra no Lami ball property share players ni yi born abobate ye na chasa coach no wabaso chasa atmosphere enro our Bernabeu eno and affect akwada na fan say Lami Jamala ama boy na ehunu ball no so na biam munkan sa boy na kwa na enro wanya 100% fit oyobi a wo pra enso asha no asa chasa na groin any ade ayade say boy no wanya fit I was 18-year-old that year or more years nim achasa akwada no enso be improve no ayasema makuso garu tuja mema mo post to be say share mo friend no mame ba later ya na a picture form na you say Barcelona omo fan bako enie message ne very simple but so just Lamino, I was a breakthrough. So Jaisa Kings League now would be a Trobi Abobo Sunday. None of Friday, Saturday, now I'm Kings League. I say, over there, concentrate. I was a one Lamin Jamal, a Jaisa Kings League in actually 2. Sa Niki Nuko no bra wacha upi. What am I must AJ number? AJ is just a number, bra. Muni number 2. jai niki niko jai mame na chiri die wasi so born me yango ti chiri die kura na pe baby tina na power science ebi Instagram na ya kobo bola dabia no ntodi kan posti say bia oh ana say sending na bra was say lami yama jai sa post our Instagram no and some said about the concentration and some other co game no so our brand pay no and no aye kakra friend no and some other co tuja nan to kwani see amon sama me de pay what is you turn a call bench no aha house vini hu bomu acha so mo ye onum sa Madrid goalkeeper Andre Lonin akwadi red card nan to kwani kwadi red card no yase Madrid force one about the pattern to kwa ke no about the pattern to kwa just man red card into no wo kwa ya piu sara be red na referee adama kwadana fan sa enom aye Andre Lonin no wo be yi no ensom ade free no so yenhwe sare Barcelona omo wie game wo mo pie ade free Santiago Bernabeu ensom stadium akono supporters som wa bonte no bia bom tutuo Barca Bas pie sa moment na ba wo bon sa na chese tutuo hu ebi mu kra toto mo ne ade ensom ade Barca Bas ne no aye sare eno ana chese emza situation no esitetun so police from no wo mo no mo di America ekwa sare bi on betimi ya control aye crowd da omo so toto ne ma de bro aye Barcelona wo mo so Bas ne mo den Heinsen apie one no papa na chasomo ne so eno achi Vinicius Junior ensom apie wo som abana chasomo budget so because enwa Vinicius ensom aye juma pa we aye time of Vini ensom apie akọ achaso na bo front na biam no den Heinsen mo nyina no ensom age omo samba yare update are the aka no so ama ye for and play live on the show our Brian Jumadia ye fan sam Wontumi sports buffet yara som update no more ensom amana say ebia Sarah benya wo mu a moko Atletico Madrid achi na mo kam no yes coach no am say wajatum amem sa club no so ya we say ye season ya one so the adwuma no beto because 14 years any and why adwuma dey am Atletico Madrid coach na ye fan say Diego Pablo Simeone no on be so am chance or ya jatum say adwuma no one so be jai e dey ato after this season ye we say ye bia obedi no bo hye no so and as same no and so be sia kwana and mark exactly a year 7 years I just Leicester City wo mu owners time near fan of Chava Danabraba one enya na ba bi call ya na wabehwe game helicopter 2 stadium actually wana grash yanti asem de ono and the then aye chairman say aye kun vichai servadana braba afei wama so chasa oran na ha dwempa one aye cave pon aye pumpari and watch Nusara Suknamai and Eric Suafa ono so kan and afa Isabella Lechvich omunyina no mote aye just a helicopter animal no you on board and a Kobasa crash SCR Vichai Servana Braba one anya baby call ama chesana one mark exactly a 7 years one mark chebushwa for na ha man Leicester way asa kwa championship say just na braba bushwa no omanya ne omaye kra nei ono na one budget league just a trenchment and some atto club no na Arsenal our form Arsenal abaji league today will be say aya the Gunners general say dem say mutim no ma pick brutal bra na deba kwa mama for gidi ba say Arsenal abadin kunim no say the last aya 4 matches at the Gunners aba we ma pick about 10 points at the free no wonim say udi the same matches at to last season na Arsenal ma double against the same clubs nanya kra na chesem results ankoye ama Arsenal anom enso aye last season no the last by 4 matches nyina akọ omudin kuno bra wo omhwe obia a chese Arsenal fo aye dwumaden a chese wo twa Newcastle twa aye chese West Ham twa aye Fulham a chese wasen twa Crystal Palace inti the last aye 4 games no wo our 12 points at free near kind of some aye Premier League nimo a ada so ye dwumaden say Monfa aye stars ya say womu goal breakdown and your goals breakdown no set pieces womu she 9 goals omo no dikan na set pieces in kwan Arsenal aye first ewo Premier League ni mo e ba no penalties 2 goals omo tosum ye no ana goals open play 5 omo tosu 17th na so omo no woman for pin play go enya hwe when I be pass fefe no akoba sha de ayero ho na de makona bimra na ma throw ana se be afriki kibimra woman mo aso aye shibruta ana percentage from set pieces no aye 56% eno Arsenal and dikan and some our side no so ya update abana omubusa coach na ye fan Mikel Arteta so pani watch Premier League table no and also wan sha no kwan kwena no obi an hye because ya na nya ba bia no my boys no use aye mobile wamu bom game awie kwa no so results say ni say bi na akwani ade na so that should etwe but ni nyina chi no wose ya no enkahwe aye dwumaden ana wose Arsenal ensom akoso ye yentie coach I find Mikel Arteta.
I just found out at the end of the game, I think most of the players as well, they don't allow the phones at halftime, so hopefully they didn't know about it maybe through the staff. But yeah, I think a really positive weekend for us, especially because we did what we had to do, and then it shows you the difficulty of the league and how complicated it is to win games. We are where it's credit to us because we've been very, very consistent and knowing the difficulty of every match as well. So it is early, doesn't mean anything other than just keep doing a lot of things that we're doing really well. There are things to improve to give us better margins as well. No, I wasn't aware. I just found out at the end of the game.
Mikel Arteta, Arsenal coach, now swear, yeah, and some. But I want to say, I pundit to me, Jamie Carragher. Carragher say say Arsenal etime on. I was say Gabriel Magalhaes be a #1 contender at my PFA player of the year. Masa Arsenal center back no ball akwara ne ball. Gabriel Magalhaes ana chesa Carragher say so much to me league no kwan here can be a best player and some our Premier League no more. I was say uni aye contender dem aye sa award ana Gary Neville there was what he can because entimi nkoba say by 3 seasons down the lane na be Arsenal normal to sum you know normal to sum you e wo say this season amon shedam mo bo gidigirigiri emro ebia last season dia no so but ade ye adwuma aye consistent wo mo ye consistent wo mo hye ne wo kyeno mo be hye ade chi omo be hye ade chi omo be hye eno anama Arsenal aye favorite to no de do be kan nyina na sa wo ye Arsenal fan a fashion league no ayamodia mona title no ayamodia yentie Gary Neville.
It's yours to win, and that's not. I'm not saying it's yours to lose. That would be applied pressure. It's your win. This is your title, Arsenal, and I've never really felt that sure before. And it's so early in the season. It's madness for someone with the experience that I've got of winning titles to say that yours to win at this stage. But it really is, honestly, and that's not being overconfident for them. It's not placing undue pressure on them. They must feel it themselves. The Arsenal fans must feel it. They must know that this is the moment that Arsenal can get back on top, and it's an incredibly huge football club who can only ever, in my opinion, measure themselves by winning a Premier League title. This idea for 20 years that we've got in the Champions League and that acceptance of what I would class as failure for a top club. This is a moment for Mikel Arteta, for these players, for Arsenal to sort of represent themselves as being the best in the country. And the chance. The red fan say Gary Neville, and I'll just say, yeah, then accepts Emana. I know I was saying Liverpool for another day. Mushin was saying Liverpool last back. I found say Milos Kerkesh, bra. Robert's work can you understand? I know she go now or Hobart or Hono, and you say ta 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 bra. I didn't want to say my Kwadana fans. I Rob Babson, Emma Ball, Tom Liverpool coach, and I slot to Senkwa Sekra. Catch Naba was say. I want you know, as I said, so much, yeah, Eberhard Jempa. Naming natural red fans, I just and a slot on one color so didn't come on. Medican, the 2 amount of person up Pumpan Fono, Saba, Sebia performance, Nankasam Peja, almost say, woman are worried about Sebia Liverpool Elusu game. Defeated the Abanimum, born Nankasa Liverpool bonnet, and yet a Montemaro of Fem, and it's a new man, so I'm found in the course of the season coach way one best sakino what be cross suggested someone sound emra onya
Ani ana dabi bat wo mdire ba so am kwose bia wo dia brana ebe gie free ya from coach for fra wo mfu sa club ebe ka ane ensom adiama ayele team no aha slow tese he diama Liverpool omanya deep in form aya dia as clubs no wo bi hu kwa paso of fast one Liverpool elbow wo se no ana aba be problem ama Liverpool yentie coach no.
And that is, I've said this many times already, that teams have a certain playing style against us, which is a very good strategy to play, and we haven't found that answer yet. And that every time going 1-0 down doesn't really help as well after 5 minutes. So it's a bit of that teams know which strategy to play against us. We are still, even today when we don't play well, able to score 2 goals and create more than we scored from open play. But you cannot even compete, which we don't do at the moment. We don't compete up there because we simply concede too many goals. And that is not something I only look at our defense, because that's something we have in players together.
Anu kakre free tuna swede bana Manchester versus say Man U form na no shipana Lenny Euro say a good momentum na the turn say say kwan ye but say still na wa entima ani jene mna ma complacency ni trimu dabi run because still na Manchester aka I was say United for no body doors no asema kwada na for the Euro and ya kwagoto ne IG when really ball born in Baimo and so abana Rooney Basso just saying Bomo say the confidence level no bra e was soro e ko high da bia Rooney level no just say say we say boy me fa me kwhye enom ba ya dia se na wasa na to so say na Manchester fu so no and about the best signing ama United this season Manchester no ayaba so ba when Rooney edema in Baimo na Ruben Amorim edin komodia fa in Baimo eho anu boy in Baimo enso abaso na Ruben Amorim ba so cha transfer market no wo mo ye don betimi bia so mo de akwada we ba because na ne hu hia pa enso edema club ne sense na clubs be twintwa Man U na mu bat no so mo ye de ba enso ampa wo bia hu ball akwada na fa na Baimo enso boy yentie coach.
He's a working machine. He's so good in transitions. He's improving in the when we are organizing the final third. The connection with Ahmad is really hard to beat these two guys because they change position. They are really fast. They are good in 1-against-1. My role was, as I explained, what I want from him, but was more the club. And you guys, we can struggle a lot, but it's Manchester United. When Manchester United and when we feel that this player wants to come here, no matter what the position, no matter if it's Champions League or not, we also give everything to bring these kind of guys, and that was the case. Machine is so good in transitions. He's improving in the when we are organizing the final third.
Yes, friends, so still live on Wontumi on 01.3 FM live on Wontumi TV digital satellite, and so Juma Anna Feme Cow say live on Facebook Wontumi TV live live also Anna BM so Wontumi TV live on YouTube also live and so Honti Yemna Din Komana Fadia Canina so because Breno and so Mezana about the other baby Kamaka crack. Oh yes, Kuboga soon and Fiao Murukuboga and Fiao. I'm a Huno, so Quenas or dear Yaba or the Morocco soon about Biad or no, the show you are sending back. Okay. Over 2 sounds so. Today is another Monday. Na yes, body and say my one in kwani ntimi fentwa a week no emfa enwi. There are interesting discussions you bit mine this particular day. Moshe weekend and on your course, so the results are going now. Definitely the biggest of them all is going to be about the El Clasico. At Real Madrid, Barcelona by 2-1. Yeah.
na no Saturday no na me ne Capo ni edidi nkomo na me ka che Capo say I don't see how Barcelona will decide. There were gestures and all sort of things about say now the old time Barcelona now the old Barcelona say it too much Abasa be lose one. There be how you see some of these things much Abasa you see it.
Okay.
When you see a match Barcelona is going to win, you will see it. The reason why I said it was going to be very difficult for Barcelona against Real Madrid, one, you're based on that say Barcelona were going into this game not knowing what Real Madrid was going to do. Because Alonso be PM or Real Madrid no or more one formation, one game.
Yes.
10 hours Sunday. Then Real Madrid also knew what Barcelona were going to do. And the probable lineup was always going to be clear. Because on Saturday, you can say about the Bebo 3. You can say Kunde Bebo 2. You can say Kubasi ni Garcia na Bebo 4 and 5. You can say Frankie de Jong Pedri na Bebo as the double vote. You can say Fermin Lopez Bebo as the number 10. Ferran Torres Bebo as the number 9. Lamine Yamal Bebo as the number 7. Marcus Rashford Bebo as the number 11. So definitely, Obi our Barcelona be asked to be catch or say yaw. Basa Bebo highlight. Game Basa Bebo highlight and more highlight. So Real Madrid definitely knew how Barcelona was to set up and how they are going to play. Definitely Barcelona be isolated. I'm going to try say Lamine Yamal be isolated the fullback of Real Madrid Carreras in 1v1 situations. Said the ball be getting the best out of him. Real Madrid knew that. But on the opposite side, Barcelona will be wondering, say Real Madrid beba game nim with a 3-back. Real Madrid beba game nim with a 4-back. Alonso Suba Real Madrid Nipa not started as the right wing. I'm sure Hansi Flick would be very surprised that Camavinga started his game.
True.
I'll be very surprised. Say Camavinga started his game way. Yow, free say started season where Camavinga no play or fit by. Camavinga now control to the social media handle and say new position unlocked. Right wing. Nobody knew what Real Madrid wanted to do in this game. But Adianami expected from Barcelona was to read the game, understand and adapt as the game moved on. But the back have Barcelona pioneer say quality in the game na yebono. Say opesa we adapt to opponent, opesa say someone o quality na wo bench na be substitution dey o mabem no will have to be a crucial role. It is all Hansi Flick now that no here bench na he place a go on ma. There are a lot of questions you ask yourself, yeah. Someone say now when I'm the man be two abasa be two we baby they were really done bad by their injury situations. But in all, yeah, they were not as we saw them play. But Obadia to me say me I'm a TA. Oh, this is one of the most boring El Clasicos Amare. Oh yeah.
Never give me a boring.
Boring. Yeah.
Why?
One, the level of intensity I was expecting in the game. Number two, the level of football and quality in terms of individual players showcasing what they have. This is not to say it was not any match. It was very important. But the dream maybe cannot Alonso crap is so secure 2-1. Cry. Real Madrid in the low block against Barcelona in the latter stages of the game. Which changes are not Real Madrid the year. Everton was to say 2-1 I okay you move near Franco.
Because when you penalty
and you Vinicius a film in Barcelona Lamine Yamal so you felt this was a game that was more the physical duels, the ground duels here and then goalkeepers coming to the and yeah, how many chances can Barcelona be senka game no more boy and goals no Barca bet it show more 5-3 no now where the chances the quality football display Frankie de Jong she trauma mo she boys no Mbappe mo body sa game no she the number of goals na fatoto Copa del Rey final so
okay
she the intensity for the last 4 Clasicos I was never fit to away to the end of the battle. Who the over ranking one in fact? Fit one over ranking one in fact. Maybe believe it say Barcelona war fit players beat the Rafinha, Lewandowski kebe enjoy game we say crampo more ana Alonso sumpa ensuradia kebi so kebe enjoy game we say so more. Real Madrid really needed these results, and at the end of the day, they got. And I think the whole controversy is surrounding around the player friend Lamine Yamal. And I'm going to say Madrid supporters need to go pai. And Yamal Muadia Yamal, I don't know any antics, no any chain. You see, if we are CSI, we own Yao. She. So who's only about you say? Oh, dear, now also any day. Anna, it told be a life when a baby or everything has a way of coming back to you. Sure. Yet Tiana Vinicius started to buy me off the pitch. No on the pitch. Not showing your man on Instagram. Not criticize a man for you be say. People raised concerns about Vinicius Jr. concentrating on the footballing ability on the field. The same Real Madrid media, Masamone, no, plus some of the fans. Oh, Namunicious. Oh, Nisana Nisutie. Anasano Tia Munyano. Anna Diobevia, Anna Vinicius. The Barcelona Lamine Yamal, sorry, not true, be Instagram, or Coco on Tiasie. On Tiasie, Salami Yamal Yebi. Who be that? But when it was your player, and every single person directed their anger towards the player to change from his ways, now the 2 years there be. We are saying new babies, sir. Nina confirm running in an Sujina say, Akrana de now, nobody supports it. I dare a kind of old boyfuno, and they was a Daniel could play for a while, okay. I believe I could have one on your feet, yow. English in any brenet it in the dodo. Prana when yana doors dodo. Koba 2 weeks no akwaba. He will need a run of games. This is why I believe Kobe to say Rafinha money other guys near fit. I'll be to my rest Lamine Yamal. Because yow, me who Lamine Yamal our bo game and me who shed down who yes a game we say that. Against Alvaro Carreras, even the one against Benfica. Or botcha in the no boy, you know. And Obiabaka one or pass Bobby Majulis Kunde. And a bonus said more canon. Wa Falami Yama performance we Fato to the 4L Clasico.
With no form.
We for the Fato. You see, players when you get to a certain standard, be measured with that standard. That is what you need to understand in this life. Yow, say brown way no over brako dru baby and you might be a baby fight the away and a brown be a old time rujira ma away and yet to 2 why that any level on standard awagina and yet be majaw. Today be a catch or say serious season now Ronaldo and Messi a 20 goals. You believe some way failure. Eboa. Your real season in Haaland as 15 goals. Obe Tagel in Haaland as a failure. But your real season no bit Manchester as 15 goals. I be born also.
But I'm say kwam sir. Not Real Madrid is no one say boy need do matem. Cause the last week and I'm say boy need say Madrid ye cheat.
Yeah.
Omu no more.
Yeah, to one me say no he. Yeah, you Ballon d'Or. You would have Vinicius in Real Madrid moye. To a certain extent, for it had. They had to take City supporters need to do a baman. Eddie Barbon team betray. Did you show respect to Manchester City? No.
Some boycott Ballon d'Or.
What did I mention as no? And Kumobia support Vinicius. Now we will be nice for a Rodri teammate. Yeah, 1 year award. No, say we are corrupt. Yeah, we raised that issue. The same Madrid fans were there telling us, oh, they not Vinicius. I didn't hear you, Rodrigo. We are not saying he is right. Get it right. We are not Salami Yamal area of the pitch. You know, I didn't know why any right. Yen cast as him no. But baby, Jinani say, oh, why you be that? And ye can't want to know. Obia and Comroso said, oh, now you say about we holy. You cobia when it's into. Said your job is into too. You can't be wrong and fail to accept that you are wrong. And the opposite side no oh criticize you be so business. Abra wonya wadwe say wo sesa no be sesa. That is what we are saying. Two wrongs can never make things right. Omumi enu nyina de no mo ye any attitude now we pick it far. We all have our quiz discussion. He says the attitude is never acceptable. But your turn. We are seeing now say there be it footwo near the mouth say. So omo chiro and I ye bibi near tiana se ka se jai. Anya sa da chi bi no ko hu say ala ba bi ye the same thing na. Untimi ntiano se wonyai. Untimi ntiano se wonyai. Iti ne atifie mo ya ka just penyi wo na nka na se ba na se ka ze na nka refo ye be de fancy ye be kan kan wo bi. Wo fie mo akoda we na nka. Ye ba na se ye kan na nka refo ye be de ye do be kan bi. That is how the situation works. But all the brouhaha and all of these things, and then the rivalry near case and the rivalry near there. But I think Spain national team should be very lucky this team is not dominated by Real Madrid players. Can you say confusion in national team at some point? No, can one ebo boba? Okay, and to twice, there were players who confessed for the national team. Yes. And Chebiana Steven Gerrard, so can England, the DSC between Liverpool and Manchester United. And Chelsea for the boys and no more national team. We are not. So these things you don't start it. Okay. So Lama, these things you don't start it. Especially when you know, say in the near future you have Real Madrid players, say be Spanish guys are Dean Heisen, Danny Cavaya, some retired for national team now. These are the same guys are you be international break 1 week yaw. 1 week here, be international break. So when you see them in the dressing room, okay. But I will say this thing, say this win gives Real Madrid the needed confidence to carry on during the season. But this win ends really poor Belgian league. Between the two, that is what I believe in. This win, a very good win psychologically, but it doesn't show say Real Madrid Belgian league never buy out. And then Manchester United as a 3 out of 3. Yow, ki lusu aba hey kasamre kas yes. Ana wo me kasa normal. Me kasa mori ade. En kasa se en to mo money semanu. En to mo money semanu. Is it the coach na boy? Is it mu mo to mo money. En sanala na semwo. Ah say Sandra Chelsea die. Mr. Chelsea for no more yeah million team. Chameleon. I think the only thing I'll say about Manchester United is about Mbeumo and Matheus Cunha. Definitely. Yeah, best start this season. There was something we spoke about buying experienced English Premier League players. And I think you guys, football no matter Manchester United in the last few weeks, they've shown the quality players, especially with Mbeumo. The consistent, the number of goals. I'm already on the ball. I'm already say 90 minutes. So now Mbeumo Kobrika said the was starting game left. The level of intensity, and then Yoma United here, maybe a criminal. I think these two players have come in and more easy the pressure on Ruben Amorim. Hopefully, the results will get much better for Manchester United. But for now, I think Mbeumo and Matheus Cunha, the United this kakotomo somo be.
Whoa, Mate, meda semeza. So bibi ayi kudie. So why in the Mr. Okay. Yinti we.
Right, meda se boss.
Mr. Momo Mr. Mohe. Mr. Momo. Na Momo nyane because Emma so. Whoa. Real quick na mama so na fe ato aso de fro just there and Steve Wobrand say we are na fe ma ba be hwe e nyu so de nti Steve yenti o
yeah what I say
no be boy Morocco nkomo later ye be here
obieti o
obi adi nsu ba ye de
David nyensu drink the drink special drink
Steve yankwe.
Well I think sir my name is Abayadrin on most of the areas of touching about the Clasico, no tagging over the biggest game and in world club soccer over how football should be played at. I think there should always be meetings between Real Madrid and Barcelona airing now globally. So that is the biggest game we say. but it didn't live up to the hype around the game, no. Considering the field, no, so senior pick game, no, and I'm not surprised. After the game, Wenger said it was men against boys, and Oshe did the same scoreline Barcelona. So at the moment last season, Oshe the numerous Clasicos or mobile last season, Barcelona were on top and almost share a lot of goals. In the opening minutes, no, I feel say we are in for something similar from Real Madrid. Say Umbetimi are dominating Omanya a lot of goals, but to be very honest, this is not a game a wet Clasico, because we've seen Gary Bill, we've seen Di Maria, them Sami Khedira in typical Clasicos. You see the goals coming and you see the game. But Barcelona team, now, apart from Pedri, who was outstanding, and the game no show consistency. So a name from the Barcelona team, he's that boy that and BBR a fan of. There were not a lot of players with me. I make a case for team reference Barcelona. So Real Madrid deserved the win, but I was looking at a bigger margin.
Wontumi,
not the 2-1. I was looking at something way for Real Madrid, because a gamer, I feel say in terms of the attacking aspect of the game, they did a lot of things right there. Now so we winning that game. No, Jimmy Carragher said Liverpool were crisis. True, yeah, crisis point. Yeah, true. And senior Liverpool performance is I think that was what many pundits expected last season. Senka and a slot before Liverpool. No, that was the situation. I know BR say club a free honor. Liverpool will perform poorly, but Maka said the gentleman is not being smart with Liverpool this season. You see, he wants to justify why these new boys are also mobile, and including an a slot. Any players are there or form about Liverpool say no. Obia knew how worthy to bench Mo Salah even at his lowest point in football. Niawa achieving with Liverpool, no, he should be the guy everything goes through. Intimate stories about Mo Salah game, no, or message chances. It has always been part of the game, no. Unless it's on person back and every season, you see Salah missing such clever opportunities. But for a player or a best player in the league, top scorer, top assist, now all of a sudden you feel that somebody in your team is better than him. It's strange. The best player in the league, a league that has Declan Rice, that has Erling Haaland. How the Liverpool league, you know, all of a sudden, and a slot in the backroom staff and Sundays feels that Salah now are poor to the extent say what's all my player be the chance to start ahead of him if he wants to achieve anything and get Liverpool back on track. I also revisited how he won the league last season, and that is going back to the basis. If Bradley is not working, Frimpong is not working, Joe Gomez at deputize at the right back, at the left back position, at the centre back position, he can still play there. Now, one thing I hear clear, so Liverpool team, I said they are out of the real spirit in Liverpool. No? The energy levels of the pressing in here. And the reason they are struggling, Salah is struggling, is that Liverpool thrives on quick counter transition.
But born in content.
Now on a slow game, no. So how would you want Salah to be performing? What's position time to recover? Be in position in spaces and Liverpool beat me access from. So here is the problem. Liverpool ought to go back to last season, 2 seasons ago, the quick counter football. No? So man, yes, sir, because Eketike ni pesi. He can play there. Cabo no was hard. Salah ewo. I don't know why they are still forcing to put Florian Wirtz. No, he needs to prove me. But me, I'm not a fan of him. I'm not a fan of that gentleman. I'm not a fan of him. Matisse will be
time to adapt.
Oh, so when you have time to adapt, put him on the bench. Let him adapt at the training grounds, or adapt where you put him, because the ball no send you a EPL ball. The star no be very good for the Italian Serie A. Too technical. Bet me ball Spain, but in the EPL, that guy needs to put me wrong. But say Liverpool bet driver, it has nothing to do with Florenvet. It has everything to do with how a Liverpool Betmenya McAllister, Zoboslai, Gravenberch playing at the levels they played last season. He's trying to change so many things at the same time. He's confused. He has not been in this position before. Liverpool are a club of stature. And that was what many people not expected last season. But fortunately, the Liverpool lads they decided say, so they played their heart out. Now Liverpool are no more pressing. Recovery, poor. Decision making in terms of attack, poor. Why? Because game not slow down. And that is not the style of Salah. That's not the style of Soboslai. That's not the style of McAllister. McAllister control organizer. But Liverpool's successful from club era one key thing. How they press and how they attack. Liverpool here 14 touches to get into opposition's area. Liverpool near Barcelona. The only team are perfecting and success has been Barcelona. Liverpool can't play like Barcelona. They should play the Liverpool way because club will be our identity. The identity of every club. At the times are very successful. The style and philosophy they use to be successful. That is what you build the club on. Into Barcelona, renowned for tiki taka. Why? Because a transcended beyond Barcelona. Called the Spanish national team, and they were highly successful. Liverpool, so gingin pressing when they have been in a periphery for so many years. The gingin pressing brought them back to European glory. And to see the identity of Liverpool, we won't go back to the times of Kenny Dalglish. But recently, we will build on that of club. Because it was difficult for teams to stop them. This is a team did 97 points, 92 points, and yet they failed to win the league. And you want to change from that norm. For what? Liverpool shouldn't be the team and play for Florenvet. If there is any other player in the team who deserves that they sacrifice anything for, it should be Mohamed Salah. Because clearly you can see, say, behind the scenes, a lot is wrong. The body language, the demeanor of most of the players. Look at the interviewer, Van Dijk, Grantier. This is a player, he lost 2 Champions League finals. He lost 2 EPL titles to Manchester City. But at no point, and that level of Nimno face na air Chelsea BB wrong. So Slot is the problem. He has to face it. Try so change in your baby. You see, me say the transfer. So I sign Florence for that figure. He is there for a period of 6 years. So after the 6 years, you can make a better assessment whether a hit or a miss. But in the meantime, Liverpool ought to get back on track. Now, Obayasa, put these boys aside. Let them learn from the bench and come in when here. Because in the game now, I feel no carries a ball. No, I don't know. It's as if he's playing with some kids be our backyard and all open. I'm not enthused with this game, no. And I know so most people will say this about him, but me man is accolade, no. He's yet to prove why I also started with the iconic number.
Yeah, but that's it. I think that's the Messiah already master discussions on a very positive note, and of course, me person mission. My person started with the Kalateta conversation. No, Clasico. These are 2 topics. Okay. Me person quickly me share because baby abezane Sivodia Juno or more the refuge. First of all, everybody is saying Sebi Kalateta or the best squad, and he is in a prime position. He said, "Obetimi AJ the EPL this season. ADC in nice so conversation in na say, yeah, na tabusa say, ADC na bema coach B ana team B at me I am dominant. Why successful? At this point of the conversation, there's nobody on this globe at football common on the media. Obaka him say, oh, you 3 central defenders. Arguably any baby Arsenal a free ban. 3 centre backs in the game currently. Some people might raise the argument more wider, but me arguably 3 central defenders. So people who bring in say more Arsenal, and I'm talking about Saliba, Gabriel. So putting these two players aside, Kwame said they have the spine of the team. Zubimendi has been brought into the books. Last time, you can't ask him. Yo, and Komana Yedlina, and as I want to say, Bukayo Saka has been one of the most experienced guys in the Arsenal setup. Oh, team young, but they're young, sir, and they have jokers leading the line as the focal points of the Arsenal squad. Solid squad. Team Nankasa wa de ba wa de na na enye dependent on sources no. But yeah, Man City strength this season, Liverpool here. I didn't bet me a pause Arsenal and sources this season. Opponent bear. You make a mini crisis or whatever. Come back to my screen, yo. Let's check it for. Shut off for the city. Close to match day 10.
Bournemouth eja kepa kwan. Oko Arsenal. Omo right back, left back, and almost 2 center backs. And the show off. There's Zabani and Adim Heisen. 2 starters. Right back, left back. So from goalkeeper, ABC 2, 3, 4 of Bournemouth last season will be alcohol. Yeah, Tomone that second.
That second year, surprisingly, Tottenham was better fed. Sunderland, look at Sunderland. She will be able to do. Yeah, the Uncommon actually say, EPL top 4 in Yanshisa. So Arsenal decided say 22 points now, 4 ahead of Bournemouth. Because of Quadja City, Bournemouth, Sunderland, 2 number 3 top 4, Mama. Before City, Chelsea, United, more Liverpool may follow the Spurs, Arsenal can be table number 3. Nothing stops Arsenal. May has been defending Mikel Arteta say Yamana time from previous seasons, but maybe Nkomo was to see Obio say Arteta here trophy biano. Ya omeni pariyajre. Mikel Arteta here trophy. I go back to the Clasico na Yeshumo Bakumienu. Jude was a top game point of the game, but then we have other major players in the game. But one major discussion will be a Kamwasa, the person may start with Common Vinicius Junior. Alonso Anyade cry. Alonso Anyade.
So we need film.
Anyade. Alonso Anyade. But who say, Margin so me say Alonso no person Obia say he's now the commander in chief. Also catch he's not the commander in chief. Anyade. Tactical really said injuries between you but this make us one football na ye bonus anu till no ya na tanka secret when say every stage bia obedru no you play 2 3 4 5 b team no mu a bi entimi you mu free team no bibi entimi you free ya team be dey betima ka say we are every day the lineup be different lineup. Every single match, EPL 38 games, the lineup very different. Who? Which team? Champions League. Until the first preliminary stages, you can see the group stages final. Which team every day will be changing the lineup? But we talk about spine or core. Now, important our spine. You talk about just 5 players for the spine. 6, the core part of the team. Your way very important. Tactics it means you free lineup room. It's a suspension, not an injury. The growth to that level of the game will be a bit. And then I say Vinicius every game at this point. Ronaldo, Messi, Lewandowski, Suarez, Eto'o. You reach a certain point in your career, you'll be able to your free lineup room. Just say injuries, and then you are from an hour. Tactics, coach person will try the hashad and count. Mese la ya kwemnu adia biri so achieve bi na la me ya ma achieve the club football na the context of conversation no club football biri so adia achieve bi na la me achieve but the name for me we crowd bench o my na difficult. No, Vinicius should never be treated that way. Bibia no be yi ba free lineup mu Real Madrid say Alonso wouldn't dare.
Okay, and to say game it might be on Vini or bench no abem or starting so because coach na can clearly say when Rodrigo na bechabo so ye left from because not clearly obi on say no and more now so say no game
yeah who say enkomo ya edion when your results in 20 minutes, Vinicius has gotten to a stage. The being who I say change boy no. Hazard drew sa stage in Chelsea. Mbappe drew sa stage in PSG. You know, Bruno Fernandes ebi drew Manchester United no. Bibi ni film say a ball 4-4-2 person switch 4-4-3-3 hono na yakate dey film no, and he's even asking say why okay but tell tactics na say why should it on
why always me
Onya Balotelli but I don't know ono na da bia no so tactical changes be by so no I feel say in my opinion yaw I'm not sure how much Vinicius no what you were best right
FIFA dey
no wa broso oh, maybe Hurricane a war by no. I didn't be Hurricane a free lineup.
On strike both 6, both 8, both 10.
Alonso Nyadi or the evolution. This is the La Liga table after Clasico. We have Madrid at this point. We'll be able to crack. Now, I don't know down to game no. And you might be break game. I keep telling people say possession and your dominance. Because dominate you. Possession is not dominant. For 69% of all. Basa de nyaye na enso ro check here 15 shots per no munya 59%. What to 23 from Real Madrid. It's funny to understand say 31% of the ball Real Madrid 23 shots
and 10 on goal.
How do you understand this? 31% out of this they had 23 times a shot. They took a shot out of the 31 times they had the ball. Now, my catch say, over certain possessions here, the percentage of passes now, boy, and then they quantify possession. It's even now passing 2-2-2, no, or complete just 222 passes. Yet, when you're 23 shots in the film, having 10 on target, majority parts of the shots, no. Now, yeah, the community say you had close to 70, 15 penny when you're 30 when you're 23, 15 when you're 6, when you're 23 when you're 10. Who dominated the game? Say the community because the game is decided in the final third. Final third, you're sure. Final third, critical chances. Final third, you're trained. Everything is done in the final third. The whole decided game, and Madrid stood out. SG 0.60. SG, expected goals of the opposition. And if you go back with me about, and you're friendly SG. The game the condition close to game. Go into me, maybe you're friendly SG. Now, what check the effective player for Barca? Per precedences, the about everything. This is Lamine Yamal. How do you decide the game with this heat map?
So, any heated cry.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, I could come back. I can also watch.
So, Lamine heat map.
Oh, Lamine.
And no game.
He didn't come to work. Lamine Yamal, he took 2 shots. And everything is so bad here. Touch in the penalty area 3. And you have the hit. This is not dominance. When your game opponent say, player this is not dominance from Lamine. But dominance, you know, at the end, see, my case will be a game no so. Because you're going to say Lamine free banana game no so. And the work of Alonso, you know. And it's because they are blocking Lamine 4-1 from Xabi Alonso, Tchouameni and then Kylian Mbappe leading the defensive structure and then the offensive structure. 4-1 again. This is there are a lot of roles that and from 4-2-3-1. I mean, who double pivoter? And you Pedri and then Frankie De Jong double pivot. And it really forced the system into 4-2-4 instead of the 4-2-3-1 convertible 4-3-3. No, but then 4-2-4. Now, Casa Bassa ni PH Bowie, the catcher say, maybe Bassa, especially Bassa defense, no, men Jomundi. Characteristically, Bassa on creative blocks, said the Joe said the they put pressure on the position in the final 10. That's why they study defending. It is a pressure no move edited in the whole. Every opponent can just maneuver the way. But Casa commanded the actual. Watch this thing. You have the 3.63 SG. And then you have that of Barca. If there has to be a perfect tactics from Alonso Rana, it has to be this. Madrid, Ekrabona, a crown bear son person what they call him. Now said the ball no so anymore. A crown bear son from the right wing side, you have natural midfielder in Fede Valverde on about 2. Or no Kamavinga best slot your barbes also. No one had a trial completed by Jude Bellingham. And to me, in some way, in the idea about her. Me in some way, the carry ball no at the back, There were two different zones as Xabi Alonso were exploiting. But the half spaces, and then of course the line of space between the midfield and the Barca defense. Now area back so cool more the press. Okay, so we catch us Barca press out. What press it is obi akobi.
Yeah.
No,
yeah, discuss it. Was it last week or last 2 weeks?
This was the trick. Marcus for the knee. What push it himself or support to and also push Valverde when they have the ball. Now, anytime Rashford Bekono fancy who's a space now. Now, Omu say Baldi Besoso and a Baldi Uncle. Every time Rashford Bekono Baldi Besoso and also. And every time Kamavinga about drop your barbation fee if you know. Not just say, oh, some man for Kamavinga or boss 7 and about right wing.
On say right wing position unlocked.
And I was a right wing get it number 7.
Yeah.
It was bad no say ya Baldi into member because Baldi bad you belly amadenachi. Sha come on. If you have Valverde
so me bawo. Say me say be America na say T40 say me to see I means on a normal day say na your dia ba support it ko maybe a year back messing so with this say Rashford na kwa or say about the tuano ne create overload. But a create overload, no. Alonso so I know say 5 have been able to wafa Rashford. So about the bank obey free, and them they come and be about it. So about the no so quite Jude Bellingham Matthias about that.
And no.
So about the support Rashford.
This will just try.
Are you?
Cool, but how many times have you been seeing Kamavinga here? I don't know. I'm going to new position. So every time Rashford do her, it's 1-on-1 with Valverde. But Valverde you don't beat the first line of press. Never see the second liner. We want say yes, so no. But a double pivot. It's so narrow. Watch the double pivot. It's so narrow. So Kamavinga bar. Pedro to me in the Chibaha. Pedro did the Chibape. You leave just only one guy in Frankie de Jong in the center of the pitch, and this is what really distracted Hansi Flick and the Barcelona team. Yo, this is a big moment for Xabi Alonso to grow from here. A quite fast or express team, and Sabo highline, no, whatever you do, that's what I say. Kylian Mbappe and Kodia, an exploitation of this space between the two centre backs. Would John Hobo volley be a conchain? Later, the one or said, Jaya, or a kind of ball at the toilet. Watch this space because I know who go no. Every time.
Juve nya saki omu coach no ekudo so na make na omo jana plan
fetching so yo the Barca president put Madrid under any sort of pressure. Some person call left as Chouameni, Caracas and then Arda Güler and because Vinicius manama yet defensive job and it killed the Barca president entirely. Obiana waka same way say they right game way Madrid enya about 6 goals like a Madrid did him.
Apart from penalty now.
Yes.
That's Mbappe unfortunately.
Moments now. Barca a woman no. I'm find myself no. I'm place in your coach akotena stance all of that. Next Madrid Emma Barca I feel say heat you know.
Okay. There's a match Barca jai homo.
Yo. As a Barca be for no be. It was a greater moment because tactically, Lamy caught Femi, caught Rashford, caught in addition to Ferran Torres. Let's lose 4 players in the final 10. Double pivot and you pay. Net defense and I get exposed. That was the case. Watch this space. Kamavinga got a bar, not by occupy Baldi. I feel Rashford who's a Omra or on say up top. Way so Xabi Alonso, I can say Wabu. Hansi Flick woni ho abaji na chi ya hwe space no aho veni Güler Bellingham Kamavinga against how many players from Barca
versus 2
Barca for attackers and press no manya ball no mark top 1 2 3 4 it leaves these 2 exposed against 4 no so 2 Madrid actually move view meaning so want to be conchain ko support to be conchain ko support Tibasa na kunde be face serious so face way something typically made from Xabi Alonso to stop the threat of Barca. He got his things right. This is a Clasico. Wontumi nya dem be rap so wonya control nya dominance no with the team missing some key personnel in their fixture. Yo, so to me do munima. This pace there na Hamik Accra. Mbappe adewe no. Ojira 2 centre backs in Intermono. Ojira ball volley. He had a couple of chances in here. Every time, who's a ball but in between the 2 centre backs, Garcia and then Kubasi or Formumi Fifi. I'll take you to the field and quickly. We'll out here. Watch it. Oh, the position. This is Mbappe. You're 2 Intermono General.
Yeah.
This is the 2. 4-2-3-1. Shabasa shape. 4-2-3-1. The pivot today is so close. And watch this area. I'm not passing the free call. Maybe a pass in the free call, maybe a pass in the call. I could do.
Break it 2 defensive lines.
And yet, that's a Sabaka said, yeah.
Alonso.
When a man for you to win, when a man for you to win, take credit to them. From the reverse camera, should maybe a pass in the free by. What's the pressure you? And yet, people to the a pass in the free by.
Yeah.
Now, yes, center backs 2 in Mbappe. For people to do the 2 team, that will go to the second goal. No matter how there. Watch the 2 players. And then plus Firmino. Firmino was late, Frankie de Jong, and then you have the 2 centre backs. Who wins the ball? Who recovers the ball for you? I mean, find the other goal was actually the same space in a view. On my trouble 2 against for Vinny move, then couldn't become cross and remember, and then they finish it up here. El Clasico has given us a lot of lessons, but I think this one Alonso could have done more harm than the even Oye, you know. Let's start this whole thing here. This was how I crossed, Eddie Kaba initially. Now, we'll go with the for. Go with the for papa. But I'm a choke and born if I so turn it. Again, watch your double pivot. You have a microphone, you know. Pedri, Frankie de Jong, Jude Bellingham, you know. First goal, one home you there. The same thing. Jude, that's Jude. Watch Jude. Watch the 2. Because these guys, they work effectively on the ball. Without the ball, you can work around them. What's up, Omurefino? This is Pedri. Frankie, the chip. Are they defending?
As a non so more co. As I me running out, may you say be a mayor. 3.
Very much available. Yeah. A Clasico come on.
Oh, Mate, Medase. Campus is here, but Steve Brahma me na quick. Mama no onye when we say. Other man saying.
Oh,
Kobe news on some say. I'm a young chess Kobe monitor.
Okay.
Kobe Yenchano and one solid guy. On face one in your
very professional.
Kobe at the right word now you see, you know, very professional.
Very professional, very decent guy. Yeah. He knows how to carry himself, and that's a positive thing. Oh yeah, they want me away from it. Until the SCRNC. Before Go starts, I was on. I keep telling him, say, for any Ghanaian club to have doing well, our African, you need not less 6 foreigners. And also for a very long time, I'm very consistent. Say, we need to open up for foreigners to be part of our game. The reason I near work for Ghana League in SA, those times now the league had the ability of feeding the national team proper. Now we don't consider them. There is no point. Yentimi losing on 2 fronts. That is Blaster not winning anything and the local teams not doing well. But in the last 15 or so years, before the Neo but now I can say there's no team in Africa in the context of African supremacy. Why yet with Onunkwa nationals? It doesn't happen. Until pyramids rose from with financial backing and proper management. The CAF Champions League. Now Koshima I first on my he's a Congolese. In the national team, on your starter, he is leading. Now you go back to the times Kotoko and Has were performing, dominating African football. It was down to the fact that most of the players Anebako has then were members of the national team. Okwade Tokoji Afcona and also Oji African Cup now. Those players playing for the national team. They have the temperament for the big occasions times. Now the Babaya Sports Stadium, Accra Sports Stadium, or Obuasi, they always packed to the fullest capacity. In this player Bibeko venue be na supporters be bonu but now the story is different. But Kotokone has say intentional. Your clubs be intentional to be back on the continent again. We need some crazy financial investment.
See, 5 more.
You need quality because when was the last time and I say would say Tembakosi Lodge D Ache of Zimbabwe no ball Sundance no Zimbabwe but some smallish guy be I was Sundance. Oh, check out Piso Musimani team know together with Anthony Lafont of Muwini. He was the key player. Into Kohona, they have 4 Munimbo and team name. Come up with the they have key Aziz. Oshe Sundance team na qualify. Beshe Remo Stars 5-0. Our Nigeria, I want you 5-1. I'm by Nigeria, 5-1.
And I'm going to be that.
And South Africa, I 7-1 on aggregate. But okay, African teams are considered goals because you know every West Africa.
So you let me tell you to go to yes. Problem now we say
we needed a little bit of extra quality and we needed exposure. Now from now Kotoko has any team or person or ball can. There's no point there. Ball division 1 for no. Season should be outside.
So ball African bonny ya. You can so call no. Me will free Kumasi no Accra me pre-season.
Guys, we know you face you. Yeah. I feel the Matthias in India. Your friends, Arsenal coach, Ateta. What's another about game against Liverpool? Okofa speakers
we used to light bulb on. Now we are going to Okofa Omomuchi fighting jets.
Yes. In Kofu we know squad we know home.
Omuti ni pack don't penny. But Sanke Bo Kumasin Swan Komoma.
Oh, 20 no.
What is a Barca coach and say that atmosphere and our Benebeu. Ana malami yama.
The Shadrach bit me be sound and not to na
Shadrach mama sound no dem mama sound na say ya de mama sound.
The gap in terms of quality no yeah they know firm. So what I say, so we need extra quality and I'm a bia it doesn't make sense to me. Say F in the say Ghana League in the foreigners no cap. It doesn't make sense. Whoever is at the office changing on Mr. Man. If you want Ghana clubs to perform,
you don't.
African clubs, baby, you don't need to have that quota. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because your boys never had no. You can't. A being full plane that a big passport to cry when you be that. Now the sign pano ko jina ha. Oni mbo no bokra. Me say e drum me kasa me ankasa me nte de America. I was in love with the Omoyeno. I was just filming the Omoyeno. You see, so Bono we started very well. Bono also no. Yow, me who be die man.
At a beach night day.
Yow,
a yam broso.
Oh Jesus Christ!
It's not to me more.
Yet to me, but the thing is, Omo water from Anopa. Omo water then from Anopa too. Now,
when you train for body
sprinklers,
then I'm used to your quabble.
The boss was
Mama Papa.
No, we are wicked. The boss was I was a place in the stage coup. The boss was Hananya pitch.
Nay,
meaning the integral blaster players in the 2. We know. Eh? Over the insono sprinklers near bay 16 and we more BSC so sa. No more ball ni say an insuni dear cheese. Charlie. Park no for Fimbia or
so Charlie, by this time there, and then a bonny.
And then a bonny, you see, they are doing some serious business over there. Hey, yeah, me say the average ticket price here 800 Ghana cedis plus.
Is an F4, and a sound bomasano.
Jesus Christ. Now me busa almost say why are they wearing black? No, me say the culture of the club, no incident BC, and Crawford. I think it was an African game. Nipa ni bi ho kan. So every season almost start almost first home game a African gamer. Obia nim say e black and red na aba.
Na say indirectly omo ye.
Obia shebi. Obia shebi. Yeah, obia she black ni bi. Obia shebi. Na dede no ho. Omo small boys 5 bi omkuta laser. We are na mpelefo na mo so no mo say. I was looking at them. Laser lights no.
So pitch and utia pitch and so be.
Oh, me konante so je pass ground yeah. On I can't say. And faunko like a distance a yard no.
Bona esiane say 1-1 control.
One me catch your players and say they went to me and one or song. I told them.
Pitch na de enti eno na
hybrid and also no.
Osin so sprinklers basic
no me escamate tibia but me nim say
who go to be pitch about from.
You see
a hybrid, a been a married for you, been a Barcelona. We use it. The woman is so carpet, you know.
The way the pitches.
I don't know the last time near argument and I make say. Senior say government, irrespective of QPP, say QRCO. Yen stadium there be a problem of pitches, you know. Madrid at this last season, Ancelotti will change your pitch 3 times, near more half. Yeah, of the season. One thing, pitch no ma sena boys na boss na yeah half no boys na say now I'm changing it 3 times.
This is the quality of the pitch. O dey maybe Albert Boot no do. So many pitches now rolling in Shana. That is the pitch.
I'm say Albert Sam Bohere no say kai me ko.
Hybrid no. A natural sounds artificial.
Yeah, no more dey afra.
Yeah. Young Crawford various institutions in Indiana. Maybe them I can't say BB. I was here Fabruni Bano Bay because and Kumasi no can maybe was so premature.
Accra Kumasi, you can say Cape Coast. I bind the Indian Kanyanka hybrid. Now
I bet you a job of folk was almost somewhere.
To Black Stars boys never know
no, I'm surprised. Looking at this pitch. Me surprised on Mujitums on my bobo Ghana. I'm so shocked.
The 5 near normal crowd.
5 no the first half no were in the game. But you see goalkeeping errors Ekosea. But Mimi blame goalkeeper because we need exposure. You see, we need the exposure. Send here adiene no eviano na yaw. You better almost side na fans in the good bebre. I honey je train no.
All trust no.
Yes. Now who play nya ball na say omo say a chance omo wa how omo shouting.
First no you cross so kwa we akwa
so ni bi na e work keeper.
And to no ho na ne boot na ase na nsuo no. We wanu nya. Be nsuo no so empaw. Couple BBI fine.
Rolly videos in TV.
Mama couple nya jubara.
Rolly near.
I for the TV Mike Matiamo the new
TV. Reasons normally to exposure.
I don't be can so be more 5 reasons.
Say a quality no gap no ho. Exposure of some players. The fans they know mo ye no.
Fans are fans so.
Offense.
People say average ticket prices, and as an average ticket price, 800 Ghana cedis. Yet stadium na boma. Some may catch up say, no, remember? Me catch up say, yeah, just as on a canoe. Me catch up say, sa 20 TMA opening, sa 20 Ghana cedis na mujano, munyaje. Supporters na ma omunyai. I better so budget 50-70-100. No empty stadium. That's all budget 20.
The interesting thing. we no fans.
Obi G10 the Hoboma. What's a Corocona Quadraco 5? When was the last time I called Stadium Kutia? 300 series over ball. No more Ben over. We were the striker, Tiasia.
Yeah.
One no my boy and Ghana.
Yeah, we didn't come over here. We
didn't come work on the salary.
Would they say the day and
monthly salary? Say $20,000.
No,
$25,000.
Yeah,
the signing on fee already.
$7.
The signing on fee was $20,000.
Yeah.
You no.
Yeah.
Signing on fee the bedroom $20,000.
Yeah.
Ana de obekwa kwaji wo kran so
ma. Oh.
Na ose nkosa no kotoko ba na wa bebo awia no miensa.
Oh.
Ye ko fa. Boys in the CEO.
Na
time no mo fix e ball no
8 p.m.
Me ba o. Hwe ye build ade o. Time no mo fix e ball no
8 p.m.
8 o'clock. E wo Morocco.
Yeah.
Morocco na 8 ana Ghana so 8 7 p.m. Sanka omo na ba time na nkan be fix match.
Say yes say omo ntimi awia na enfo omo nyina so. Na e ref say place na akra awia no mbo.
Open video real fans.
Oh. Yeah, na enipa na ohu no ho sa na ho. So omo ba stadium omo di mirika o na be hihye omo ho sa. Because obi epe ba bia ugina aze jamano bonzo ugina mu bi.
Bas ne ba stadium na place no. Mobile warm up and answer mobile pitch no so before kick off domino one on in place no net saying
omonim de no mo looking normal ba me hankata whistle bi omudi share no Charlie Cruz no ko omonim de ye bia agro ne edi we are not serious ye no man na yes
when we say interviews ana safuduku esquire ayi nyina say na kasa no cry anything
ye serious the industry e wo hono ho. You see, me share your mind and ask questions. Because I mean, who knew man? Only so more dimmy cake share born. Will be in Yana for 5 CD bra 10,000 a year. Juma. The almost check here and say, okay, we'll take it, a match way ticket. To the channel, a match way ticket. Then you go. Now they are coach share. Now then automatically be. I said, no, ask can in a be no real. Obi no obey iska. So what I say, Obi ni wa obeji diska. Ana Obi ni mde sasa.
Mo fa no timpi. One e-gate.
Obi ni mde sasa.
Very togas bi.
Enya fe na man te say na chairman we I say na dabi.
What chairman yo?
A complimentary card bi asem.
Obi chase car na club no ye diska na ye. Omo ba omo da Kimpiski 147 million. No omo di nipa 54 na ba. Per person. I want to leap 54 until 47 million.
What you have 4,000?
That expensive hotel.
And it's not 90, say.
And also was rope.
And
I make us say, oh no, more cow. Me say, Timbakosi Lodge, what in the doing? Aziz, Ki Aziz of free. And younger. A patch on your no free. Look at the quality on parody. Or Kofa Hakim Ziyech. Say about you say a man to beat you and say incident I make me advocate for mean Toby but you bet me say you bet me per scout Mali Burkina Guinea Biaba tie 4 more money no near Tom
who play say FNM
beam your boys need to for NGB and yes all my sound that is their level need exposure no
but someone call one ambassador and your experience
but when you experience now be ban on so they can't what's up on no.
Okay. So I'm more than a Mackenzie.
And to that mean. But players now a league na a cabo. Se say strictly capital intensive. I will say this discussion young copies can function. Name targeting scan in your African. To me drew group stage now you are guaranteed be $400,000. But you try say a cow honey and year we cannot go ahead in the football business. Strictly business. You can from more they say the guys Sundowns, Pirates, MC Orgian, Yambo can come or say we want to learn something. Now you see any family, but looking at their pitch, any the Wahano, any stadium, Shadrach for a dressing room no tour.
How the dressing room man? Shadrach, moment dressing room okay today. Precious moment dressing room near yesterday. Say a club Nankasa Stadium and I say National Stadium. I think it's a National Stadium. What do you fancy? What do you say a calf game?
You know, Mobo, Obiani or play Biano or Accra Sports Stadium. Almost straight, almost almost in this hotel because I want to see Accra Sports Stadium air condition Biani while na Juma a horse. But ocean infrastructure. I want to hear you and talk to you boot or man change BBR straight to the hotel Kimpiski. No, I'm calling shower. So, yeah, Janasa bench, no, I come as the end so the train Omubia Koibi. I had no more than say, I think it's a 28 to say bench and I war on I place it. Yes, a scoreboard and I did be shame just equal to fear crack or on a scoreboard move too. If you will say, Nina functional. Here also no sprinklers here as many as 16 a BA juma a tools won't try advertising board no so sa referee ball so first half almost so is so sa and to say players need be real now offer young players from the team offer be from Lagos cities now or bob match am I saw a just say that
free turn on the mobile
and he said who be done say a bonu na you don't blame such a player. I didn't try to say we build connection with the bigger teams on the. This is a tournament to be or Mobobia we should be part. Senebeya, the boys will get the feel of we. It is Okonya Honor or bar when you anything new. Wow, and they had Okotra BBC studio. I'll be panicking. And yes, I want to mean you buy you fumble. Oh, and normal when you are exposed to the thing, it becomes not normal. As this key, Lochi, Obagana, how Bobo through. But I have to mention 3 players: Samba O'Neal, Hubert Joe, Vitinha no Castle, Vitinha and then Lord Amoa.
Lord Amoa,
if there is a player or more top time on the day, O'Neal. Lord Amoa, with 2 chairman. That guy is a real baller. He's a proper number 2. Bobo no on Facebook. Almost me the Nipa 2 as a right back. Manova Kokoya crosses. You are so superb on the day, but sending a cruise they are so organized. Will be all pitching a photographer, media discipline. Will be the phone, no, they don't do that. Adio Madimakiti will be respected. Sahana also Mijina, Ahana, say necessary, and the business of journalism. I feel I say, yeah, they're not that form clients, we have a lot to learn. The enam high to me discuss it say has a bass and a boat to back create room. Some umusi kwan to Ediane now discussing we as sports news. Come on, you have to be serious. They don't do that. They discuss football. Nyani awokika kekano. Because also don't man the 29 watch walk out. Omu TV no so no anu mu yisa and on the streets. Everything is laid out, discipline. But you see, you ask yourself, you ask yourself, say, so I think, say, Nkrumah was premature in his decision. We name the motive. But Oka said the African is capable of managing his own affairs. It was a wrong statement. It was premature. Now, so Jaima White, because now we are fighting to kill a whole lot of issues in Ghana. Yintimi. Because Dabi Senkauma
Boroko now can Bruni Benedino so chair. So or maintain one moment.
It is even a disrespect to regard them as Africans. They are not. No, I agree.
But say still can say Morocco you can't pictures yet more hospitals than the pitches and the stadia Hodwa or Musi. That's Obiawo.
Nehow.
Obia won nehow, we are so Bia was a canina who any breno on the bank bika anyhow. Unim, but unim the word into now.
Couple.
Oh, the examine the dorsum. Mamma Nabua, while Pomo Ding enough for boost immune system, and maybe at 1 Rubiano, Obenebiato 0535112813. Now what pay me Tabia for a taich in a day. Tabia Takumube Dibi, a more de pa, Bema, Untimi, and more Jumaoni Atinka on Pemonia Takum Nibia, a bit me abo Haba Miss Channel so a boy malaria, Erifona for capsules sneezes area 0243686861 afia Bobby Nabi Bear come 3 Galak Miss Chaname come for the amon and pay 3 3p no ebomo den ama obi a kese wo so mbia wanya yare to say stroke no so betimi aboa wo pomoden 3p adwuma na no de sugar level e wo sro blood ne high blood pressure no enso 3p garlic mixture dre baby aton draw Ghana ha bia benya bia 024892 8824 na fi wadi nkomo echirom ene Ruta life and I say Ruta Mr. no and no boa malaria and tisame bi na say obeso to ase na nya Ruta Mr. no bia and obetimi abo say general body and I feel Ruta life no so ma mo jedi afrisan ye e woni pedua no Ruta tonic nso no e be feel ama 0244856322 fe wadi won komo ABC about clinic o ma dar ABA about clinic ABA for no o ma daroma ABA some country so wani glaucoma na se cataract tennis wani so menstrual pains ni nyina no stroke ene area eno so e kidney problem ni nyina doctor e we draw the SI doctor di djuma tichiu e wani no ho doctor bo adwuma e kuma se kwada so dwuna se main market na onchen ho a doctor di ne djuma doma include ya Ebenezer Ebenezer preschool ho no ma ho ane wa ye di ye djuma be 0541 565-199 na odi for Samuel Prayer and Counseling Center odi for say arebe na da so ana fi ka so mnewa ni nyina no fani chwonya court issue bi ana say sprana say wo aware mu nsema was for ni chwo pe promotion wa djuma ni nyina no e for Samuel ana was brana fo ndi djuma enso emfa ema we aye menhia hembobo ano ana odi for 0246667117 na onu din koba yamon komo kakra na fancy Roma CAF Champions League game na yedi mo enkomo ye Roma CAF Champions League no na Ghanaian referee Bako Charles Bulu enya opportunity weekend ni eco officiate game Bako a eno so eco so na sa game a referee Charles Bulu eko ginama wodi no fancy kakitu abi komo gua no ewo pitch no so ni nyina nso de so mo de police escort any security personnel and a fan no oja 1-1 and a qualifier womo na the way na Colombe foi munya referee on be ne say o say chances bi o a o munya na say referee enso according mo in favor when team to player we na any abre pass onya bulu a enya asem 20 referee so ate a just adie referee mhihye because na pressure no ano dey pine to omodi ni ram no fancy we share the was say faster or kwana say open temper I won some no na ram e wo ye man so ye the Black Queens no ye news I'm say e ho no ma da form me say yes am ye ntem no mu ba na the Black Queens in koma ye di and say omboko to training say omunko training kra nyina ne say ye du omu ka pede ma say ye settle omu na ye tu amomu na nyina no scanning amba na minister ekọ ho ene omukodi nkomo na we ana ba se minister ekọ ho no yese nkomo bi pie se minister se wa untimi mo no se wo so ntem Africa na o kansem we buy na minister se debi wan kasa enti minister ene wodi nkomo asempa FM one maestro ana twetwe san nkomo no be se yem boni entie no ron sema okay do baby because him be abrofo na o yusu yi no kan obi na bia ema no anhyera antiase yentie minister
omuma saadi eneba no yentambo omudin beyond that period, but you as the captain and maybe the coach, you know, they will within forever being associated with such a wrong move. And the omushe saadi enoso if they keep say yen training yen bo that's omu insist that's omu koye saadi a ebe affect your mind o maybe CAF may take a wise decision of saying, say, Omube Bane Omaino for some years. But Omaino the back. Now, you will forever, for the rest of your life, you know, even until with you. I said so.
Okay.
The way to come to go and tell them, say, boycotting.
She said they will explain here now to Bossy explaining my
I am telling you. So this morning, say you be that code card, no. Men can say maybe Kasanyina na ye can wo yen kasem ebi wo ha ye ka brofo. So I don't know the understanding, the level of understanding also. So I may not blame them.
I know now me say rim no say MBA kind of bro MBA or say the level of understanding ladies no ewo bro focus mu as a chire no any one can say minister and the racket echo mako bonko no makodi nkoma so omo hwe na nyame wo mo game no na bibia so enye kama no omo so metua mo nti omo nya omo se beba minister so
no omo ka say da business kan beba omo ka after 2 weeks
and na beba but minister say now just came from my way on say process
yes
and to how beba into omo nya betre na omo sika no beba the minister said beba ti I want say na better mo $200,000 signing on fee, $20,000 monthly salary. And on which said the season only to I got $25,000 a month. And the diamond
so now dollars yes just in dollars
the dollars yes
na most money
ko there so kaza dem say o be say
yo
abusia for crab
so me ba ko ma fie jadum 1 month
yeah trooper
oje bo so me ba ko sika no de ba say mun som kura na so jono for the rest of the year
on be di ho easy
easy yenya no quick na fe why asabanti say club no so nya na sika club no de want
omo disclose omo de no
omo disclose ya want
yeah
ye be bisa Benghazi na Libya for
omo de beba
o de nya betre china nko am o say me no bi nko mo
wa na ye je no ba okay
okay me say quick na fe ye mra so
yaw my team minister in interview first of all two separate issues. One, what the minister said, whether it is true or not. The say Nkudane was it your moka and I said you can see it your moka. Yeah, first of all, baby I'm Johnny say, come see come home. Come what you mono, move from Musika, and Maomo. $9,600 is a 9,000 yen in the we know the fun 9,000 flat. Yeah. Plus near the door saying
10,000.
Give them their money. Omunya wajumana. So why? Why should we get level? Pay them their money. Yo, you see, I'm not be back and say, oh yeah, we are not able to compare black. Yeah, they better compare because we are in a resource-oriented business, especially a footballer. We senior national team Emma okay say when was the last time I was the Black Queens aqua tournament got also Ted aqua bronze abada yeah when was the last time Black Queens ko game hope GDS Black Queens beshe omako Egypt ako she Egypt aba return leg no mo bowie ya omo qualify to WAFCON WAFCON no more qualified to know it's a route qualifier as for the Women's World Cup. Meeting a children crying as a Black Princess is a cow. Adey. Why are we doing this? Monstrous canimo moi, Adani Kumodiana, Moshe Bonocra for a man stand say yaw. Minister Niakasa. Every president Niakasa. I did things so no more than Sujina baby or Mujana and they've worked well on my Jumano. Black Queens sitting Black Queens. And my mom move boy defense. What wall? Give them what they deserve.
From Nora time they bar can last the just girls.
You see, the girls are playing well. Give what it is due to them. Let's give them their money. And the minister is giving excuses here and there. It's a blasters and Kenko Pescama.
Maybe level of understanding.
Maybe a blasters and Kenko Pema. A blasters, minister, he said it. Or Kasem no. Or Kasem says, Yo, Asem now, Bobo audio. Okasem no.
Well, Sharak Monsama me minister and you know like we Mike popular quest. Sama me minister na some one asempa and common society minister again afi. Mema Mike and so embrem our sports minister gas to manage and yensentie the minister for sport creation. Yentiemo.
Beyond that period. But you as the captain and maybe the coach, you know, you're because will win forever. Being associated with such a wrong move. And if they keep say, yen training, yen mo, that's a moko yes idea. It may affect your mind. Maybe CAF may take a wise decision of saying, or mind for some years. But on my dear, a baby back. Now, so what come that decision now? Emma Sadi and Bayern, you will forever for the rest of your life, even until with that tag on you. I said so.
Okay. But one can so more power, boycott.
What is the boycott? Why will I spend my time driving? After arriving all the way to Omokam to go and tell them, say, Omope boycott.
She said they will explain here now to once he explain I
am telling you.
This is what happened. My name is Owom. But lead up to the trip to Egypt, she said, on his acquaintance, now you bet your mocha $9,500 bonuses for more WAFCON when no more no. In Chemu is me Pachameba. In common in Chemu no. Say Yamagana of one tia say me video to TikTok. Wow, person nya the lengthy way no bet me come TikTok you can get the video. One, omodi omoka bonuses for the WAFCON 9,500. Initially, ministry ne plans ne so no mo GDA say Black Queens omo bet me qualify out of their group. When it became obvious, so I qualified the money way, no. They needed to commit other finances for other expenditure, accommodation, other thing. A Black Queens group stage. Yes. So when it became obvious, it means even bonuses, it was a big count. So for the group stage, bonuses is on 4,500. Now Kikabo could drew the third place playoff and a man who could do 9,500. Normally, a head coach in the crowd here or just double into 9,500 more 19,000 and coach in the but you're rounding it off. See, technical team members here 16, players here 24. Into 9,500 times 16, no, is something around 152,000. Then the players need the 24. Eba could do 220 more 380,000 US dollars. CAF Momo $350,000 US dollars. Where's that money? Yeah, where's that money? Says Canaway. Oh dear, Oberbo Mohoka. Sikes Tiamomo as WAFCON bonuses no $380,000. Or money Omuko drew third place playoff. CAF each year $350,000 Momus Canaway. Year 1 230,000. And year 1 2 Omobayano Majin Chia Ajin Samrani, and you took them to the presidency. The President, Excellency John Dramani Mahama, made a pledge, said there will be a special package to reward them for a more performance. President Asemno Sikana also Mutiama bonuses no more catch or more paying con manage your more bank details. Mobile processes Kanamo so Monsabekano 2 weeks after the WAFCON. Fancy 3 months Munier Obian can change Fanch Robia. Good. Yashi and Wegu Yakwako boy Egypt. I was a team. Oh, Sikeni ho into Mukramodos Monteso. Like seriously? Yes, to Egypt without the team dietitian, administrator, and the one kit one could be. And the media team cry more back, but they fail to appreciate say Obiane in the Jumedi. Stephen Wedi Wakotoko. Obecha photos, back from media and minister, so Otukwaya, 3% a canon.
many media persistent when he's traveling. We're a national football team, senior Omutu. Initial delegation, Achi was acting as administrator because at me and two Kwani Oman, only when the national team is traveling. I am not Ghana, yes, sports ministry to accompany the team into Muko Drew or no more Bokebiasi tones you. Yet the purse order from the sports ministry and the cater for such expenses will be and come home. So the girls felt I said money touching not dejected. I said your moye no and for being home. Then Omuko Drew and him say hotel crew Omuko wages near GI. So it had to take the intervention of the FA, the accountant, and more no free Ghana hakoe. Then Omuko could a hotel for it. And some no the per diems do this exercise. Normally per diems no, so mobile come 4 days in 1 week, 7 days. A man players paying $100 per day as per them. It's 100 for each player, 24 players. Officials near $150 a diem times 7. A Bema bear 1,050. So it could only pay the per diem of the players. 700 times 24 saying 16,008 and no tier players ne per diem more. And no technical team ne say so extra. So okase otie obi a per diem that obetie bi ebi nyebi sadia omo ntwa omo bedru facilitate that team na ba bedru my bono enti enya bonus ne nkwa no musu they acquire treatment edu black stars obi abetu kwan ni bi we mo ko bi amfi omo treatment started free but they remember so the buy no almost everybody wanted to associate with them. They are not in the whole battle, even parliamentarians or more opposition no more power obiadin but more kobre to kwina ko qualifiers there. They don't know anybody. Oh there Black Queens betu kwine December ko UK omone England and Mario Akobo obehu omo beko me say England na man beko no. You see the people who want to travel with them. I don't need to omemni Sabi, we are not saying give them equal treatment. But also dear Sano, the level of seriousness that it has touched as Honey. So what they say be attached to Black Queens now. Almost cano so now we not acquire politics. Now meba when there was acquire politics. Obeka obisi anya no krobi krasi and the minister when she obia. You see you see, some demo party more partisan politics. Now you move in politics. Some of us we don't do that. And yes, and Cowboys and my share bet nana me kasa. Some of us we are doing sabe me mommy trimu trust some fa obi hu anya no kre. Much more the sports minister. Matter stay there to Facebook say anya no kre na minister nkosha. Hey, Kojo, oh yeah, sure. But the minister confirm so. The meeting happened yesterday. And this is what happened. When she players he met the leadership of the team, including the coach, then the captains of the players. Correct. Leadership. Then with some others. Before the meeting was even facilitated by the PFAG and the GFA. They had one remodeling. Ketokreku, Tony Bafo, Emmanuel Lajim, because they are on a player welfare. They went there on Saturday and no more promises. The minister is not around, but they will facilitate a hearing. Be a minister never no more grievances no or money minister is watching. Sunday and a yanko adom. The minister arrived like in the afternoon. No more yes, our meeting. No. When the minister came, he was disappointed in the girl so almost training. Yes. Na a good or mine anymore, and a good president's when you see, I understand it. And yet, good image for Ghana, see a better at the internet. So, Ghana man is all mumbo, but be in a coffee baby. But you are rather worried about the political tarnishing of the image of the president and then your party. And on the here, but a money give us the here. What kind of people are we? Now you say to service providers, now obi no say on kune home magana monti ase. These are reasons they take you for granted. What is due the girls? Give them. What the accident ne pledge na muntia. No problem. But 9,500 now we shall be boss 2 weeks. Yes, yeah, the come say come an angry man is an angry man. A common demi. Na ebufo be she be mu a I will do irrational stuff. Now the meeting did not conclude as expected. E kan say what you say. Kwan was meeting and it did not serve the purpose. The minister went to see them to close out the issue, but meeting the issue had not been resolved. Why did they have to take the interview of the football authorities this morning? And sana fedi say girls on majiatum so be training, but there is positivity, optimism. Say and the mobile training, no born, no china, but their monies have not been paid. These are patriotic girls, hard-working girls, court girls. Memo bia mbedi e mana tem
politics bia.
And your politics are sem. Obiasido. From 95 day, but I can chronicle the number of 20 where your party back was the last time. My last one. The Black Queens copycat or the sports ministry holding placards. Give us fair treatment, give us our money. Like 6-7 years ago, I could say, I didn't get your memo near can a man or so shesa. Okoka. I am a party in team defending. What do you bet me? You only be now, mammy. A tuna, no who send you see it here. You feel say,
whoa, say easy break, not fee. You have watching a bar, you bet was so early through